How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, Happy New Year. Today is January 1st, 2025. That much closer to the Orange Man coming back in town. I can't wait. We'll talk about that a little bit more, a little bit later. Also, Las Vegas and New Orleans having separate attacks. What's going on? The Cybertruck outside of Trump Tower. I think we know what that's about. I think we know that's for optics. Okay, you're gonna attack Elon and Trump at one time through symbolism. That's kind of what that is, in my humble opinion. We'll talk about that in a minute. Also, New Orleans. You have this guy who plowed a vehicle through a crowd of people, and I think the death toll is up to 15 at this point in time. May they rest in peace. Prayers out to the family. We'll talk about that a little bit more, a little bit later. Also, Wikipedia is woke. You don't say. We'll talk about that a little bit more, a little bit later. Also, they're trying to talk about, hey man, you got to get vaxxed for the bird flu. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I don't want any vaccinations. Whatever they say you need to get, I'm not going to do that. We'll talk about that a little bit more, a little bit later. Also, there's still some fallout over Kamala Harris losing the election. A lot of her former staff and those that supported her are really not doing well. We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing thus far, if you enjoy the content, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And yes, Happy New Year to y'all. Hopefully your new year was well. Hopefully you stayed safe and everything was good. I'm seeing some people in the comments already. Shout out to Brian. Brian says, I met a 500-pound Nigerian named ABL. Seemed like a nice guy, just wanted a few gift cards. Hilarious. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. So you combine the 500-pound, 1,000-pound, 1 million-pound European with the Nigerian scammer dude that I talk about in the pre-show as one person. That's funny. But yeah, shout out to y'all. There's a whole lot going on. Yeah, it's some pretty rough news. I'll get to the rough news kind of earlier because, I mean, I don't want to just have the whole show be death and carnage and destruction. There is a lot of other things going on, but we do have the elephant in the room, obviously. We have the attack in New Orleans. This guy, in my humble opinion, Muslim terrorist, in my humble opinion, that guy is a U.S. citizen, born and raised here, but a Somali, from what I'm able to look and see. His name and then the way his face looks and his hairstyle, already know kind of what time it is. Somebody getting radicalized over here because of their previous ancestry. It's easy to kind of tap into that and think, you know what, I'm doing the right thing by my quote unquote people. That's what I think by looking at it, but I don't have all the facts. I'm just seeing that. I'm just seeing something. I'm seeing a few things, and based upon what I see, that's what I think. But we'll get to that story a little bit later. And of course, the Cybertruck incident in Vegas at Trump Tower, that right there was just purely optics, in my humble opinion, because, and you know what? You know who I blame? You know who I blame aside from the perpetrator, the guy who deleted himself in the vehicle with the bomb or whatever. You know who I blame for that, aside from the guy who did it? The mainstream media, because what have they been saying for the past few days, weeks, months, years? Orange Man bad. Now, Elon's bad because he likes Orange Man. So hate Elon, hate Donald Trump, and they repeat the same message over and over and over and over again. So it was only a matter of time before somebody did something like this. That's just my humble opinion. And again, ultimately, the person who did it is responsible. Let's not misunderstand what I'm saying. However, you're helping that person go over the edge with the consistent programming about how bad Trump is and how bad Elon Musk is. I mean, it seems pretty clear to me. What did you want to do with that attack at the Trump Tower in Vegas with a Cybertruck? And you already seen people do it. Matter of fact, hold on. There was already a picture. So look at this picture right here. You see this? Look at this. So the optics angle to me is pretty clear. It's pretty clear. Look, you can see the Trump name right there. and it's charred up, it's beat up, it's battered, and then the Tesla truck right there on fire, just a husk of a vehicle. Come on, I think it's pretty clear what's going on, but hey, maybe that's just me being paranoid. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, like the FBI, hey, I'm not saying the federales did anything, but I'm not saying they didn't do anything. So who knows? I guess we're going to find that out pretty soon here. Yeah, the bomb didn't bend the metal. I mean, that's something else, right? I guess the Cybertruck is it's kind of like an armored truck to a certain extent. Now, don't go saying that ABL said that the Tesla truck is an armored truck. Don't try to go into these dangerous areas doing some kind of crazy mission talking about, yeah, ABL said that I got a Cybertruck and it's impenetrable. Don't do that. But it appears to hold up pretty well after a bombing. But then again, I was reading something and they said that it could have been fireworks. Either way, if it was an explosion, if it was simply like fireworks you could get like New Year's Eve, 4th of July type store fireworks, even if it was that, it was a pretty big explosion that caused a lot of damage. So regardless of what it was, there was a wide area of damage. There were some injuries. I don't think anybody died from the Cybertruck, but still, it was a lot regardless of what kind of explosive it was. And the vehicle appears to be in pretty good shape. I suppose windows might be blown out, but the frame of the vehicle is still pretty there. Were the windows not smashed? That's crazy. That's wild. I thought at least the windows would be smashed out, but hey, I guess not. Let me see if I can find a better picture of the actual Cybertruck in question. So Cybertruck Vegas. Let's see if we can find something. Because that picture was kind of grainy, kind of blurry. Yeah, I'm not seeing. I think the windows are blown out, actually. Yeah, because we can see the picture right here. Hold on. But still, it still is in pretty good shape for a bomb to have gone off. You see? Because you got stuff hanging out of the window. Yeah. So still, the frame of it is there. All right. So what do y'all think caused? Do you think the attacks, that's a better question. Do you think the attacks in Vegas and New Orleans are linked together? Are they separate? We'll get to that in a minute. We will get to that. The driver dead. Yeah, the driver was dead. I'm pretty sure because the driver was on the inside of the vehicle when he set it off. So he dead. And I think, isn't the guy from New Orleans dead as well? Didn't he get deleted right there on the scene after he did the ramming of the vehicle? So I think they're both dead. It's total. Yeah, I think it is total. I think it might be total. Maybe just a guess. It might be. Shout out to Rebel Without a Reason, man. Shout out to you. But yeah, hopefully you guys had a happy New Year. We got a lot to get to. There's a lot of videos. There's a lot. I'm gonna do the heavy news earlier, then some of the lighter stuff a little bit later, just so we can get it out the way. And they came from. I'm not sure they came from the same place. What I read was that they came from the same company, Turo. So y'all know what Turo is. So look, y'all give me this answer right quick, and then I keep on moving. Did the cars come from the same person on Turo, or did they come from Turo itself? So example, if I rent a car from Enterprise and you do as well, I could have rented mine in Dallas, Texas, while you got yours in New York City. So it's not the same place, but it's the same company. It could be the same thing with Turo. So was it from the same person on Turo or from Turo, but from different people? Y'all let me know. Either way, that's pretty crazy because Turo does not have that big of a market share. I think it's like 10%. What I read is 10% of the market. So is it a coincidence both came from Turo? Are there less? I mean, I've rented a car from Enterprise. It ain't that difficult to get a car. You get a credit card and a phone number. That's pretty much it. They're not doing the background check. It's not like buying a pistol. You're 25 years old. Okay, you got a credit card. Okay, cool. Go ahead and get your car. So I'm not quite sure what the process is on Turo versus an Enterprise or Alamo or Dollar, whatever it is. When you go reserve your car, you can go on Expedia, right? You can go on Expedia and reserve a vehicle like at an airport, for example. I've rented a car at the airport many times. You go to the airport, go to the desk. Okay, my name is X, Y, and Z. I got a reservation for a mid-size SUV, Nissan Rogue or better. All right, cool. Do we have any Nissan Rogues? And more Nissan Rogues? Okay. Can I get a Dodge Challenger? Why not? Give me a free upgrade. Okay, cool. Challenger. All right. Go down the elevator and go over there, go to the desk, show them this, and you get the keys and be on your way. It's not that difficult. So I want to know how Turo is much different than any other rental car place as far as the barrier to entry. Is there a barrier to entry? It's not when we're talking about getting the vehicle from a regular place. 25 years old and a credit card, that's it. No contract? Oh, no contact. No contact. So when you're talking about a regular rental car, you got to go into the actual place, talk to the person in front, show your ID, all that good stuff. But with Turo, you could just reserve it online and go pick it up. How does that work? How do you get the keys? I'm old. Y'all got to pardon me. I've never used Turo before. I'm still using the old school stuff. All right, it's from someone's house. So it's like Airbnb, but how you get the keys? That's the main thing. Like, that's what I would be concerned about. Because I've heard about people dropping their cars off, but where you put the keys after it's done? All right, let me see. JL says Turo is a peer-to-peer car rental marketplace, not a tool rental car place. Never heard of Turo. The keys are under the tire is hilarious. Lockbox. Okay, it's a lockbox nearby. Okay, so maybe you can use an app on your phone to unlock the lockbox, and then when you put it back, you just use the same app to unlock it and put it back in and lock it up. It's your very first time hearing about Turo. Interesting. All right. Where's the New Year background? I can't change this background behind me. This is just, I could change it. I got a green screen right here, but I just wanted to have my regular background and then the New Year background for my thumbnail. Let me see. Keys and U-Haul. Yeah, but U-Haul, you can also do no contact, but you still got to go into the place and do contact. Because I've done U-Haul before where you can go rent it. You go to the front counter, get your keys, get your contract, whatever. You could bring it back, park it at the U-Haul place, and there could be a slit, like a mail slit in the door, and you throw the keys in there. Yeah, that's what I would presume. PIN code lockbox on the car. Okay. So I'm thinking it's like a lockbox physically somewhere else. Okay. You go back to an apartment complex, you park it in the common area, and there's a lockbox by the mailbox. You put it back in there. I don't know how it works. So it's a lockbox on the car itself. Interesting. All right, we'll get to that. We will get to that. Thank y'all guys for being here. Definitely appreciate y'all. Hope you had a happy new year. Happy New Year's to y'all. Happy New Year's Day. Before we get to the videos, y'all know how I do. Sponsors, of course. Shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link will always be in the box, or just go to patriotpost.us in your browser. Tell them that ABL sent you. Also go to the merch website, ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. Hold on. You guys are killing me with the comments because I missed a few things. I was on the road. Somebody said that there are multiple people arrested. We'll get to that. I promise we will. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But patriotpost.us, ablmerch.com. Also, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website. You'll be able to find articles for each video that I produce. And in each article, you're able to find sources from the left, from the right, from the center, from the politically agnostic, Democrat, Republican, local, national, international, whatever you want. I got it right there on the front page of the website, anthonyblogan.com. Also, go to the contact page, anthonyblogan.com/contact us. There you can find my email address, my email address, my UPS box, of course, my social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X, TikTok is all on there. I'm also on Rumble. Shout out to you guys who have joined the Rumble, who follow my Rumble page. How many do we have right now? I'm not quite sure I got to the 1,000, but let's see how many I have here. But Rumble, is Rumble going to load up? Rumble, what's going on, Rumble? Let's tighten up. All right, we'll come back to Rumble. They're having a little bit of issues, but I'm on Rumble. Check me out there if you enjoy their platform more, or you don't want to be on YouTube all the time. Rumble is there for you. You can find me on there. Just search for my name. I'm verified, and follow me there. Why not? And I got a lot of content coming for you guys on Uncle ABL. I'm so excited to get back into it. So we got Rumble. We got Uncle ABL on YouTube. We got everything, social media accounts. Check everything out on the website, anthonyblogan.com. And as I always say, if you're ever wondering if you're conversing with me on the interwebs or not, check the method of communication. There's the 18-digit WhatsApp phone number, and the dude's in there talking about, send me the gift cards today, huh? If he's talking about that kind of stuff, it's not me. If the guy's in there begging for borscht all day long, he's 1,000 pounds, not moving, send me the cards right now. You sound like Voldemort, Zelensky, Vladimir Putin. I promise it's not me, although they may be using my profile picture and a name that sounds similar to mine. If you're contacted by one of these individuals and it sounds kind of risky, it sounds kind of sketchy, it probably is. And here's a little bit of a spoiler alert. I'm not going to contact you with no get rich quick scheme. I probably will not contact you at all unless you email me on the email address, contact@anthonyblogan.com. That's my email address. It's on the website. I'm really easy to find. Do not talk to anyone who says they're me if they don't use my method of communication, because you will get scammed. This is 2025, right? We don't have any time. We don't got no time for the scamming. We about to get the orange man back. We about to get right back to the money. We're not trying to go back to the scamming. I don't want to see y'all on Catfished crying, talking about, I thought this guy was ABL and he stole my life savings. I sold my house. Please don't. I'm not trying to hear it. All right. Well, we got a whole lot going on. There's a whole lot happening here. And again, thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate y'all. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna play this clip because it's a little bit lighthearted before we get into the heavy stuff. Shout out to shout out to my man, what's his name? John Kennedy. Shout out to my man Kennedy out there in New Orleans, because you guys know that's his area. New Orleans, Louisiana, and that's where the attack where the guy plowed through the crowd was in New Orleans. So let's check it out.
Can I say something right quick? Tell me who you're with.
WDSU.
WDSU. Okay, and CBS.
The NBC's over here on the right.
Oh, that's an unusual position.
I don't get it.
You wouldn't. Look, can I say something right quick? Tell me who you're with.
WDSU.
WDSU. Okay, and CBS.
The NBC's over here on the right.
Oh, that's an unusual position.
I don't get it.
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't understand. You wouldn't. So, hey, one thing about my man right here, you can always get a good laugh out of him, even in trying times. That's kind of how I am as well. Like, it could be some bad stuff going on. I want to make light of it just to kind of, not to disrespect the moment, but to just not have everybody be so on the edge and ready to just crash out and be volatile. Let's kind of lighten it a little bit as much as possible, although it might be a bad time. You know, some may kind of find it offensive. Oh, why laugh at a time like this? Nah, it's okay. It is totally fine. All right. So, yeah, shout out to my man, John Kennedy out there in Louisiana. To me, that was perfect. That was perfect. But before we get to New Orleans, the Cybertruck situation.
That's horse.
Let's get to this and see exactly what's going on. So, again, there was a Cybertruck explosion. Was this today? I kind of missed some stuff. But this happened. Let's see what they say on CNN.
That source also revealed what was inside the truck, explosives that included fireworks, gas tanks, and camping fuel. And authorities believe that was connected to a detonation system controlled by the driver.
So hold on, let me start from the top, because I had read that there was fireworks involved, or it could have been fireworks, but there was a lot more. There was kind of a concoction. And here's my question: did the lithium ion battery explode? Or was it just the components that created the explosion that exploded? Because if you're able to ignite that, that's a whole different thing.
We're also hearing this same sentiment from Elon Musk, who tweeted out that they have now confirmed.
Hold on. Let me start from the top.
That source also revealed what was inside the truck, explosives that included fireworks, gas tanks, and camping fuel, and authorities believe that that was connected to a detonation system controlled by the driver. We're also hearing this same sentiment from Elon Musk, who tweeted out that they have now confirmed that the explosion was caused by very large fireworks and or a bomb carried in the bed of the rented Cybertruck and is unrelated to the vehicle itself. So he was clear to say that this was not an issue with the Cybertruck. And the sheriff also earlier said that they are checking for secondary devices. They're investigating many different leads, but he was clear to say that there does not appear to be any further threat to the Las Vegas community. That source also revealed.
So, I mean, now when they say the same place, you're talking about Turo. The Cybertruck was rented from Turo, and then the vehicle the guy used in New Orleans was also from Turo, but not from the same person. See, when they say stuff like that, it makes you think that it came from like one guy that had a rental car place. Okay, you take this vehicle and go to Vegas. You take that one and go to New Orleans, and we're going to do coordinated vehicle attacks. And it doesn't make sense. And also, it wasn't the same kind of thing. This here was just a bomb that could have hit anybody, but it wasn't a vehicle driven through a crowd of people. And the guy could have done it because he was in the car when the bomb went off, from what I was able to read. Same company, but not the same people. It's like saying, okay, an Uber driver attacked somebody, and then the same thing happened somewhere else. So you got Uber driver attack in Vegas, Uber driver attack in Houston. Oh, they work for the same company. Is that what that means? Technically, yes, but technically, no. Are you even employees of Turo? You're basically, you're doing a 1099 type situation. Anyway, let's keep on going. So here's some footage of the actual explosion.
Copy.
So I'm gonna turn the sound off because that's not necessary, but you can see what happened. So you can see, okay, we got a big explosion, and right before the explosion goes off, I think a door might have opened or somebody was in the door. I can't really tell. But you can see what happened here. Big explosion from the gasoline that was inside, a gas can they put on the inside of the part of the truck bed. And then you got shrapnel and fireworks, obviously. You can see the fireworks and the colorful stuff. So you can see the evidence of that going on. All right. I think so too. Hold on. Rach says, I feel like the Cybertruck driver thought the crap he loaded in it would explode and then cause the truck to explode too. Yes, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking the goal was to make the actual lithium ion just become a big bomb. So you can you might be able to remotely drive it, no driver in it, remotely drive it, set everything up, put it right in a location, and then remote detonate. And then now you get this big walking just nuclear bomb. That might have been the thought in his mind. All right. So people are crazy, man. People are crazy. 2025. But hey, I got tinfoil hats at all times. Look, y'all know how I always wear the ball caps. These are not ball caps. These are tinfoil hats. That's what I wear every day. So I'm thinking this could be some kind of psyop. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna tell you guys my unfiltered thoughts. This is not a fact. My unfiltered thoughts. My thoughts are twofold. First, you got, it's more than twofold, but here's one. First, you have the media poisoning the minds of people, and then someone does this because they were crazy anyway, and then they're influenced by the media to hate Elon Musk and Trump. So, hey, I'm going to get a Cybertruck and blow it up in front of Trump Tower because Orange Man bad and so is Elon. But beyond that, it could have been something set up by the federales or somebody else to try and attack Turo and some of the short-term rental type companies. There's always issues with Airbnb. There's always issues with some of these. When you got some of these peer-to-peer and no real corporate structure set up, there could be problems. You don't have squatters in hotel rooms, as far as I know. Now, how and why are hotels able to keep out squatters for the most part, but at Airbnb is struggling? Hotels, in my opinion, are better than Airbnb. I'm kind of going off on the rant, but it ties into what I'm thinking about as far as Turo. Maybe they're trying to attack Turo. And you notice the news are saying, oh, they came from the same company. That's misleading. If I have my cars on Turo and then a guy across the country has his cars on Turo, are we working together? Do you work for the same guy? We're all 1099 just doing whatever we want to do. That's like saying somebody put a video on YouTube and then somebody else did. And if the videos are harmful, that means it's YouTube's fault. I don't know. And even Turo, tomato. On YouTube, it might be different because you could say YouTube can moderate the videos. But with Turbo, you don't really have that kind of luxury to be able to determine who rents a vehicle. It's not quite, you don't have that ease of oversight that you do with a YouTube. And that makes any sense. All right. So the Cybertruck was in Vegas and the F-150 was in New Orleans. Okay. Now, Biden spoke about this. I was wondering, hey, where's Joe Biden at? Where's Joe Biden? But he did speak on it. Okay. Let's see what he's got to say.
Additionally, we're tracking the explosion of a Cybertruck outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. Law enforcement and the intelligence community are investigating this as well, including whether there's any possible connection with the attack in New Orleans. Thus far, there's nothing to report on that score at this time. I've directed my team to make sure every resource is made available to federal, state, and local law enforcement to complete the investigation in New Orleans quickly and to make sure there is no remaining threat to the American people.
All right, so there we go. We got Biden. Hey, I did not think he's going to come out of his lair. I thought he was sealed in the lair permanently until at least the end of the administration. Seal him in the lair. If he has to come out for some crazy reason, they'll revitalize him. They'll unthaw him, put him in front of the microphone and talk. Maybe that's what happened right here. Maybe he's been in the chamber for a few days, got rejuvenated, and they put him out. Okay, read the teleprompter right there and say a few words. Show proof of life. So that might be what's happening right here. I don't know. But he did speak out about what's happening, okay? From Camp David, of course, because that's where the chamber is. That's where he's looking like, a vampire. You come out whenever it's suitable. Come out at night, and that's it. Now, let's go to the Cybertruck situation. The guy's name is Shamsu Dinjabar. All righty, let's see what they got to say on CBS.
You tell us about what we know about the attacker.
Well, we've learned quite a bit. In fact, there's a lengthy YouTube video of him from 2020 where he's describing his work as a real estate agent. He talks about spending 10 years in the military, working in IT. Officials confirmed he was in the Army. He grew up, he was born in Beaumont, Texas, and grew up there. He was a resident of Houston, Texas. I mean, in that video, you see him wearing a button-down shirt with a jacket, looking like a professional person, describing his career in a very articulate, coherent manner. And it's just hard to reconcile the individual that carried out the attack with that.
Man, these hard-hitting news reporters, I mean, good grief. You guys are getting down to nitty-gritty, ain't you? You guys are giving me everything. He looked like a hardworking guy in his YouTube video. Okay, great. That is great. Can we get a little bit more? Can we get a teeny bit more, CBS?
with that man. Such different profiles, you would think.
Do we have any information on what may have been going on in his life at the time? Anything
Well, we
from
do.
an interpersonal relationship or finances?
Absolutely. So he was married twice. In his second divorce, he filed for divorce in 2020. It took a couple of years to resolve. And during those proceedings, he talks about not being able to pay for the home. His former wife filed a restraining order against him to protect her and their child.
Okay, now we're getting a little bit deeper. All righty.
Or children, and that was actually granted. So clearly his life was starting to unravel after that video that we see from him in 2020. You know, in recent years, things started to go downhill. He had financial troubles. He also had sort of small run-ins with the law, driving without a driver's license, theft on his record. So he does have a record. It's not major crimes. It's not violent crimes, but he does have a record. And we're now piecing all of this together. We're trying to build a profile. The New York Times is reporting that he was a recent convert to Islam. So we're working on that.
And we know that there...
You know what? The name sounded kind of like it was a recent name. But then again, looking at him, I'm like, okay, do we have Somali parents, grandparents? Like, what's going on? You know, all this wavy hair, that ain't really like most of your Black Americans, you know. So what's going on? He was born here, but where is he actually from?
Was an ISIS flag on the trailer hitch of the rented truck, rented through Turo, rented in Texas.
That's right.
Driven to Louisiana.
Why do they keep saying Turo, though? I don't understand. Why do they keep saying Turo? Because here's my thing. If the car was rented on Enterprise, would you hear about that? I'm sure there's plenty of rental cars that get used in crimes. Drive-by shootings, drug deals, all kind of stuff. Terror attacks. Why keep mentioning Turo?
We know that there was at least one improvised explosive device in the vehicle, more placed around the French Quarter. So what do we know about the fact that authorities definitively said at the press conference today they don't believe he acted solely, that he was not solely responsible?
Well, our sources tell us there is a video. There is video capturing multiple other people, 4 other people who potentially helped them that investigators believe were accomplices. And our sources described to us that they were dragging the improvised explosive devices to place them. So we don't know exactly where that is, but we know that there were several placed in the French Quarter. There also were devices or parts of devices, precursors, as our sources call them, inside an Airbnb in the...
Wait. Hold on. Didn't I just get done saying that? Didn't I just say that? Look, this is my very first time watching this particular video. I have not seen this before. Why did I mention Airbnb? Let's attack the short-term rental services in favor of the big boys. Didn't I just say that? Lord have mercy. Okay. I feel like the older I get, the more psychic I become. And I could just see how I already know when they say certain things, I'm hearing dog whistles. Listen, when the media is speaking, I'm like a dog, just like ears perked up, tail wagging whenever they talk. I'm hearing all the dog whistles in the world. Let's go back. Hold on. Let me kind of go back a little bit.
That he was not solely responsible.
Well, our sources tell us there is a video. There is video capturing multiple other people, 4 other people who potentially helped them that investigators believe were accomplices. And our sources described to us that they were dragging the improvised explosive devices to place them. So we don't know exactly where that is, but we know that there were several placed in the French Quarter. There also were devices or parts of devices, precursors, as our sources call them, inside an Airbnb in the Laroque neighborhood of New Orleans, where we saw there was, quite a bit of activity. In fact, our producer down there, she said that she heard an explosion at the house. So much going on. Now we're also looking at a Las Vegas explosion. We're trying to figure out if there was any connection.
So real quick before we let you go, the multiple locations that we know are being investigated in connection with this include the Airbnb location in the Laroque neighborhood in New Orleans and the attacker's home in Houston, correct?
Correct. And then, of course, Bourbon Street where he carried out the attack, in and around there were other explosive devices found in that neighborhood.
Wow. But what are the odds of Turo and Airbnb being involved? What are the odds of that? And I called it, because why do they keep talking about the specific names of the companies? Because there's a lot of rental cars used in crimes, but you never hear about it. You don't hear about it. I was watching the video where a guy was complaining about the community that kept wrecking his vehicles, talking about a bunch of them were stolen. You got cars using robberies and all types of stuff. You don't hear about where they came from. You don't hear about the big companies. Okay, here's something else. When I went to Vegas recently, right before I got there, somebody got deleted in the hotel I stayed in. It was a guy, Hispanic guy, 5'7", 200 pounds with a shotgun. He was barricaded in the room. The police were able to get him out. He's charging at him, and they go ahead and just delete him. You didn't hear about that. It don't fit the narrative, does it? Police shooting in the hotel. It was to the point where people in the casino didn't even really care. Nobody even really knew what was going on. And anybody going to say, oh, this chain of hotels suffered a shooting, or there's been this many shootings at this particular chain of hotels. But when it comes to this, oh, they came from the same place. They came from the same company. I think it's a little bit of corporate espionage going on, but what do I know? Alrighty. So let's keep on rocking and rolling. So look, here's the guy's vehicle. This is the vehicle. He rented an F-150 Lightning. Wait, okay. That's an electric vehicle. Did you guys know that? So you got, all right, let me just get this straight. You got two cases, one in Vegas, one in New Orleans. Vegas, you got a Cybertruck, an electric truck. In New Orleans, you got the F-150 Lightning, an electric truck. Is that a coincidence? So you got two electric trucks of different make and model used in terror attacks, and they're being linked together because they came from the quote unquote same company, and Airbnb's involved. It stinks. It stinks. It stinks real bad. Like really, really bad. Somebody got some explaining to do beyond these two people that did this, beyond the guys that got deleted. Somebody has some explaining to do. Or maybe it's just me wearing a tinfoil hat, being a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Y'all let me know. Hey, what do y'all think? Am I being a conspiracy theorist, or is there something a little bit more going on here? Am I reaching sometimes, friendly? Maybe I'm reaching. I'm just saying it stinks. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe I'm tripping, but maybe I'm not. Okay, EVs are fast, more powerful. Hey, Aaron Rocks, hey man, it's like the stuff always follows me. Whenever I travel, there's always something going on, positive or negative. Things happen. Because that same trip I went to Vegas was when I met the NFL Hall of Fame football player, like a world famous guy I met right there in the airport. And then right when I land, I'm in the hotel elevator, and then the guy's talking about somebody got deleted by an officer, or the guy said he deleted himself. That's what I thought happened at first, but really the guy got hit by the police officers. All right. Same old plays over and over. TJ, I'm saying, and no such thing as coincidence, worth pointing out regardless, or not to be suspicious. A message to Elon and Donald. That's what I'm thinking. Something going on. Hey, it's crazy. It's totally crazy. Oh, something else that happened. So normally in New Orleans, they have hydraulic steel car barriers like on Bourbon Street, because obviously people are going to be out there on the street partying. Oh, there was something else. Okay. On, I guess, Bourbon Street, they have the hydraulic steel barriers. But this time they had plastic ones that would not stop anything from going through. Why would you not have the barriers that are able to prevent a vehicle from coming through? If you have them in the ground, why were they not up? Oh, and also the police chief in New Orleans had hit two people before. Wait a minute. So the police chief, let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. the police boss, the police chief, had hit two people by mistake before, two pedestrians. And she used to be in Oakland, but got fired. Okay, this is a lady right here. All right, this is a lady right here. Ann Kirkpatrick, superintendent of the New Orleans Police Department. Prior to New Orleans, she was the former chief of the Spokane Police Department and the first woman to head the Oakland Police Department. All right, so she gets fired from Oakland, goes to New Orleans, and then this happens. Now, I'm not trying to say it's her fault, but I am saying that this lady did accidentally hit two pedestrians in the vehicle before. Before all this happened, she did that. That might have been in Oakland when she did that. Now, it could be an accident, mistake, or whatever. I'm just saying that is her right there. All right. So let's go to the whole thing about the hydraulic steel barriers not being used.
I mean, she was an older Hispanic woman, probably in her mid-30s. She had a wedding ring on her finger. We were that close.
I just didn't know if there were kids or, any kids around.
No, there was no small.
Because it was 3 a.m.
No small children.
Okay.
No small children. I mean, none in our area.
Right. Did you see, when you were looking down from the balcony, did you see the truck? Did you see the suspect?
Oh, he had been gone. That's what I was telling the other news sources. Like, we have these hydraulic steel barriers from past events. Last Mardi Gras, this happened to an extent, maybe not terrorism, but still people getting hit in mass population with vehicles. Those barricades were not up, period. They had the flimsy orange ones that you could just push over with your finger. We actually thought it was kind of odd because usually when you get to Bourbon Street, you can turn your back to Canal and not worry about anything. You can just walk the street, especially on New Year's, and there were still vehicles coming after 8 p.m. And then, I mean, the fact that they never raised them. That's how this guy was able to get down Bourbon Street so quickly and cause so much damage. Because there's other barricades past the Canal and Bourbon intersection. There's more like every 2-3 blocks. So what was 10 or 15 dead and 30 wounded could have only been maybe 5 and 15. I mean, who can say, but it definitely would have been minimalized because this truck could not go around those barricades. Everything in New Orleans in the French Quarter has a balcony.
Now, okay, here's my thing. When you have a street event that's going to be on the streets, shit in the streets be blocked off. I've seen them do that where I live. Okay, they're going to have the Iron Man or something like this. They're going to have streets completely blocked off. I'm talking about the concrete barriers, steel barriers. They're going to have fire trucks blocking the lanes. You cannot get across. You can only get across maybe like on a bicycle at best. You cannot have your vehicle get in the way of the area where guys or girls are going to be on the street. It's just not going to happen. So why did you have some of the barriers that were not up, that should have been up, and why did you have the plastic ones in place? What's the point of doing that? Isn't the whole point to stop the vehicle traffic? How did you get the car in there to do that on Bourbon Street, right in the middle of the partiers? To me, that's just incompetence. I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but it reeks of incompetence to me. Now, let me go back. So I found the whole thing about the police chief, New Orleans police chief. So this was in New Orleans from earlier last year, 2024, right? New Orleans police chief Ann Kirkpatrick strikes two pedestrians with her vehicle, injuring one. This is from August 4th, 2024 on Fox News. Okay. Matter of fact, there's a video right there that I can find. It says Ann Kirkpatrick hits pedestrians with vehicle. I'll find that right quick and you can see what's going on. Again, that is the New Orleans police chief who was in Spokane, Washington, and also Oakland, California. All right. So Ann Kirkpatrick, pedestrians. All right. Now, I probably won't be able to find. Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Hearing now from NOPD Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick for the first time about a weekend crash where she hit 2 people.
Well, Kirkpatrick was returning home at the time after visiting an injured officer at the hospital when she hit a man and a woman at the intersection of Decatur and Iberville Streets Saturday night. She said she made a terrible mistake and she's already reached out to the victims.
I did call the 2 young people yesterday and left a message. I asked if I could come and bring them flowers and personally apologize again, although I did on the scene. And we haven't made that connection, and they may not be comfortable.
Now, okay, a lot of y'all saying that's Chief Mamaw. Now, from what I'm reading, from what they say, she was born in 1959, so 65 years old, 66 years old, not an ancient person.
And Kirkpatrick took a breathalyzer test and urine analysis. The breathalyzer returned a blood alcohol concentration of 0.00%, according to NOPD.
So wasn't even drunk. So how did that happen? Again, this is from August of 2024. So a few months ago, and in New Orleans, again, she came from Spokane and Oakland, and now she's in New Orleans as a police chief. All right. So, hey man, listen, all I'm doing is just giving you the facts. I'm giving you the information. This is right here on WDSU News, New Orleans. All right. So that's that. Let's keep on rocking here. All right, and this is the mayor, LaToya Cantrell, mayor of New Orleans.
Good morning. First of all, we do know that the city of New Orleans was impacted by a terrorist attack. It's all still under investigation. You'll hear more after me. However, I have been in direct contact with the White House, with Governor Landry, and of course a unified command who is present here.
This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found, and we are working on confirming if it's a viable device or not.
All right, so the last woman, that's an FBI agent. Okay, it says Critical Incident Response Group. All right, but the first woman was the mayor of New Orleans, LaToya Cantrell. All right, so that's what's going on over there. Again, you had this person right here do it. Hold on. This is the guy. We put him on the screen right quick. Y'all give me a second. Here we go. Shout out to Harriet Eve 9 for putting this together. Again, shout out to Harriet Eve 9 putting this together. This is the guy right here. All right. Now, I see the hair in the face. This is a East African person, Somali probably. It's not a Black American person. In my humble opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but look at your name. Shamsu Dinjabar. All right. He's born in America, but what happens sometimes is these guys can become radicalized because of their because of their ancestry. Okay, I'm an American, but my parents are Somali. So that's how a lot of the old ISIS people got recruited. You got these Somalis living in Toronto. They get radicalized online and they find themselves over in Syria somewhere getting their head blown off because they were radicalized into Islam thinking that I'm doing it for Allah, all this and that. Well, you're doing it for a dirt nap. That's what you're doing it for. Oh, so this is a video of the guy from 2020. Remember earlier? Oh, he had his suit jacket on and looked so professional. Here's a video she was talking about from earlier. Check it out.
Good evening. I'm Shamsuddin Jabbar, property manager with Blue Meadow Properties and team lead at the Midas Group at Core Realty. I just want to say hello and let you know a little bit about me. So I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston. And I've been here all my life, with the exception of traveling for the military, where I spent 10 years as a human resources specialist and IT specialist, where I learned the meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch. So I've taken those skills and applied them to my career as a real estate agent, where I feel like what really sets me apart from other agents is my ability to be able to, one, be a fierce negotiator. So not only do I brilliantly market your property to make sure it gets sold as quickly as possible or gets leased as quickly as possible. But I'm also going to take every ounce of energy and putting it into negotiating for you and for your property to get the best deal that you can possibly get for.
All right, so there we go. I'm gonna play the whole thing. He's just talking about properties and all this and that and the third. But that's the guy right there. This is in 2020. All right. Now, again, I can see the hairstyle, clearly some kind of East African. Black folks like here do not have that kind of hair. All right. Your parents got to be Somali, or you might be some kind of biracial or something like this. But what I'm looking at, Samsudeen Jabbar, I already know what I'm looking at. Somebody that had, Somali ancestry, and they speak Arabic. Like their language is like Arabic over there. So they got the influence already. You might have practicing parents, Muslim parents. You growing up over here in the West, got everything nice and good. You get radicalized, and then you go out and you commit a terror attack. That happens quite a bit. That's not even uncommon. So that's the reason why I brought up his ancestry, is because a lot of times guys like that can easily become radicalized. They can become manipulated. I'm not trying to say it's anybody else's fault other than him. I'm just saying I'm not surprised. All right. Find out his real name. I see him though. I already know what I'm looking at. I see exactly what I'm looking at. We got that kind of hair. I can't tell. And to many of us that got that kind of hair. If you got that kind of hair, you something else. Let's see his parents. That'd be the test. Let's see his parents and his grandparents. That'd be the test right there. And again, the reason why I keep bringing that up is because there's a link. ISIS fighters, people that get recruited over there, they got the same kind of story. Privileged Western kids or immigrant parents from some Islamic country, and then they begin to read propaganda online. They become radicalized, and then they go commit a terror attack here or abroad. Maybe they become part of ISIS and get deleted within the first day of them being there. Maybe they get assaulted. You know how that goes. But anyway, I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please get a video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, here's New York City, where a crowd of Hamas supporters are gathering in downtown Manhattan, calling for a global intifada. All right. Now, these people, a lot of them are just kind of idiots. They don't know what they're asking for. If they really get it, it's going to be really hard living. Hey, you want a global intifada? You want all this stuff to go on? Hey, man, ain't going to be no more Starbucks. Ain't going to be no more MacBooks. Ain't going to be no more hipster trust fund lifestyle. Ain't going to be no more of that. You're liberated as a young lady. You're going to put on a whole bed sheet and play peekaboo for the rest of your life. Peekaboo for the rest of your life, what you're going to do under an Islamic regime. If you're cool with that, go ahead. Put the bed sheet on right now. Put the bed sheet on. Cut a little mailbox slot right in front of your eyes with the gate situation, the vented mailbox slot. Put that on like you got the doggy door right here. Put a doggy door in front of your eyes in your bed sheet and live like that right now. So you see them out there. I don't got to turn the sound on, but it's a lot of people out there. All right. With the Palestinian flags, all this kind of stuff. These people are so weird. How about go get a job, be productive? Hey, you know what? When they say Americans don't want to work, they ain't talking about us. They're talking about them. Not us. We work hard. We go hard. We sacrifice. We do whatever it takes to take care of ourselves and the family. They, however, are just mouth breathers that need to go ahead and just go somewhere else. Okay. They need to be ones in a chicken plant at Purdue and Tyson. They need to be ones in a chicken plant cutting the food up rather than being out there mouth breathing, holding these random flags and signs that they can't even read. That's what they should be doing. Now, this might be a good story depending upon how you see it. So, shout out to Curtis Sliwa. Curtis Sliwa running for mayor Sliwa. Curtis Sliwa, and I know I'm still tearing the name up, but he at one point is or was the leader of what's the name of that group in the New York City subway system? I don't want to say the wrong thing. The Red Angels, something like this. Hold on. Let me look it up right quick. So, Guardian Angels. Yes, the Guardian Angels. they are the group that were on the subway system in the 70s and 80s in New York City, protecting people. And now they're making the comeback because of all the crime and violence. Yes, thank you, AMG, Guardian Angels, thank you. So he's running for mayor right now. Now he's having some kind of press conference right here. And something happens that demonstrates why these people are needed. Let's watch.
Tolerance.
And RIP to the headphone users. Let me start from the top.
Tolerance. It's a perfect example. Yo, what's up, man? What's your name?
I'm John Goodagree.
Okay, how long you lived here?
6 years.
6 years. 6 years. And where you from originally?
I'm from Georgetown, Guyana.
All right, Guyana. Have you ever been hospitalized?
A lot of times.
Like where?
Belgium.
But you're supposed to be on medication?
Yes.
Would you rather be somewhere else in Penn Station? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. We'll take care of you, okay?
I just don't want to take advantage of you guys.
You're not taking advantage. This is our responsibility. I'm running for mayor. I'm going to make sure that you and your other friends down here are taken care of, okay?
Okay, boy.
You want to stand with us while we continue? Yeah, why don't you stand right here with us?
So this is the kind of thing that you got to deal with, because you're going to have guys like this on the subway that are completely mentally just not there. What are you going to do when that person becomes violent and you got to do something to protect yourself? A gun in New York City? Good luck with that. You want to try to put this guy in the restraint so he doesn't hurt himself or anybody else. Now you get Daniel Penny and your life is turned upside down if it could become a political moment, if you're a white guy and he black or whatever. Okay? So what do you do when this guy's on the train all in your face, harassing you, and even worse, when he's caught diesel like a George Floyd? This dude 6'5" and built like a superhero. What are you gonna do? You're gonna pray for a Daniel Penny if you cannot defend yourself in a situation, or maybe you want the guardian angels to be there. That's why Daniel Penny didn't get locked up. That's why Daniel Penny is needed. That's why I say Daniel Penny is a hero, because guys like that, the average person, the average normie will try to avoid them, or they're going to cower in fear when they're getting beat up, spit on, and everything else. You see? So yeah, shout out to my main man Curtis Sliwa of Guardian Angels. I'm not sure how old that video is, but it kind of proves the point that I'm making about the subway and everything that goes on. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, I got quite a few more here. Let's go to New York City with the New Year's Eve. CNN's New Year's Eve. I think they always, you know what I think about CNN and New Year's Eve? They always do something to get a lot of relevance, because people tune into CNN and they want to see something crazy go on, in my opinion. That's why they have them drinking and everything else. But anyway, that's why Andy Cohen is there, because you know what Andy Cohen likes to do from Bravo is to have his network, what's that, Bravo, the LGBT, whatever that is. Okay, you do a little after show, have the girls drinking, and they be on there saying anything. They bring in that same kind of energy to CNN because they know that kind of drama sells. Again, this is not a ball cap, it's a tinfoil hat. So understand that going into it. But here is Whitney Cummings, a comedian, talking about your main man Joe Biden at the CNN New Year's Eve situation. Check it out.
2024 election fried our brains. The Democrats couldn't hold a primary because they were too busy holding a body upright. Are we still rolling? Am I off?
Go for it.
It was amazing that the pro-choice party didn't give their voters one when it came to the presidential candidate. Kamala was forced on us so hard you'd think she was patented by Pfizer or Moderna, whichever one's. Oh God, Andy just gave me a very scary look.
No. Whoa, hold on. Let's see that look.
Kamala was forced on us so hard you'd think she was patented by Pfizer or Moderna, whichever.
Yeah, he ain't like that too much, because listen, Big Pharma got big money when you're talking about television ads. Oh, Andy Cohen's like, you're going to ruin the bag. Listen, we're playing pharma commercials during the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Please do not ruin the bag.
Oh God, Andy just gave me a very scary look.
No!
So one more time, please. I really enjoyed that. Shout out to, again, Whitney Cummings, I believe her name is.
2024 election fried our brains. The Democrats couldn't hold a primary because they were too busy holding a body upright. Are we still rolling? Am I off?
Go for it.
It was amazing that the pro-choice party didn't give their voters one when it came to the presidential candidate. Kamala was forced on us so hard you'd think she was patented by Pfizer or Moderna, whichever one's. Oh God, Andy just gave me a very scary look.
No!
So there you go. Yeah, Big Pharma, we talking about TV. Big Pharma pays everybody. That's where a lot of your money comes from. We talking about ads on television. That's like, that's the dirty little secret they don't want to talk about, is that they can't really, when the whole thing was happening with the COVID scare, they were incentivized to do that because it meant a big bag for them. You got those that are afraid, watching, they're watching the death toll. They're putting the flu death toll up on the screen on CNN as a live death toll of COVID, getting you afraid to get you to watch. You're going to watch because you want to see what's going to happen next. Okay, am I going to die? It's like they build anxiety within you to get you to watch the programming. And then when you do watch, they got a big bag on the back end for promoting the vaccination. You see, that's what it looks like to me. I mean, because look, if Big Pharma is able to succeed and they're able to win because of television, that's going to just drive up the revenue for television. Okay, hey, you guys are doing great, knocking out of the park. You have exceeded expectations. Let's give you a brand new contract, 50% more money. It means billions more dollars in revenue for your network TV stations. All right. So, hey, a few people get myocarditis, pericarditis. It ain't no big deal. It's okay. They'll be all right. They were fat and old anyway. Who cares, right? Listen, I'm not trying to say that, but that's probably what they say among themselves. Who cares? And guess what? Since everybody is so afraid and they still want to get the vaccination, all we're going to do on the brand new ones is just make it be the flu shot. So they're going to get that anyway. And they might not get the flu. They might get sick when they get it. And they might say, oh, if you get sick and almost die, that means it works. These people are crazy. And this is part of the reason why I don't watch TV, because they do things like that undercover. Now, here's something else I wanted to show you guys. This is comedian Roy Wood Jr. also on the CNN New Year's Eve situation.
Does anyone want a shot? Would you like me to start?
Yes.
No. Tequila.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah,
all
okay.
right.
No,
So we have those
Roy.
shot glasses.
No, I don't.
Keep talking and
I
you're
do.
gonna
I got
have
the
to.
The last black man to drink on this network got fired. I'm going to keep it with water for right now.
Are you live
need some
streaming
stability.
on your Instagram?
Andy did not want to have that conversation. Andy's job all night is to protect that bag. Shout out to Andy. But yeah, Roy Wood, of course, was talking about he's talking about Don Lemon, of course, because Don Lemon used to be on there getting drunk right with his friend Anderson Cooper. They both be drunk. But Don Lemon got it was a little bit different. I don't think he got fired necessarily because of the drinking. I think he got fired because of some other stuff. All right. But yeah, shout out to Roy Wood Jr. All right. And again, I think they kind of let that kind of stuff slide because people look forward to it. They like the drama and whatnot on television. Now, can we go to London right quick? This is a transgender monument. No Transformers actually physically involved. You're not going to see Blair White right now. This is like a monument and not of a human body. I'm gonna show you. Before I reveal it, it looks like a notary stamp. Okay, you are parked in the parking garage in Dallas, Texas, and you go to the concierge desk. Hey, can you validate my ticket? Okay, boom. This resembles that. Now, the caption says transgender monument unveiled in London. It comprises the cast of the faces of 726 trans people from London City and Mexico City. All right, let's watch. And it says a new fourth plinth installation was unveiled in Trafalgar Square today. If I said Plinth or Trafalgar wrong, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. The piece entitled Mil veces un instante, 1,000 times in an instant, by Mexican artist Teresa Margoles. Okay, that's an art piece right there. That's modern art for you. You get a block with texture, that is called art. It comprises the cast of 726 trans people from both London and Mexico City. You know what? If you're building a monument to transgenderism, you got a problem in society. You got a big problem in society. Listen, King ABL would never let, if I could be the king, y'all know how I say, if I could be the king, Ruba Fiat, do whatever I want to do, you would never have such a monument just outside the public view. We're not doing that. We want to have things that inspire people to become great, inspire people to achieve high things. We don't want stuff like this just out there. Okay, that's just not what we want. All right, but that's that out there. And again, that is in London. So shout out to London. Now, going back to California, can you buy a soda in the store? Is that a thing? Or you got to get somebody to go get a soda for you? What's the point of having a retail store in California? Although you got the Prop 36 that just came about, I think things may still be locked up because you have the new law. Is it going to be enforced?
Have been locked up for a long time now in the Bay Area as far as convenience stores, liquor stores, CVS, Walgreens. This is the first time that we've finally seen that the refrigerated section is locked up, so you can't even go in and grab a quick soda or a bottle of water. So you can see the locks now are at the bottom of the refrigerators, the bottom of the freezers, and just like with the other items that you have to get, such as lotion, laundry detergent, you have to call somebody to come get it, wait for them to arrive, and then try to open up the lock with the appropriate key since the entire store is locked down. Most of these stores in this area have closed down and got out of business because of everything being locked up because of the theft in California. This one looks like it's going to go that way too. It is the last remaining store in this area, and we will see if it actually...
Can you find the key? So you sitting there forever trying to get the lady to open the thing up because you got regular milk, soda, everything locked up, and she can't even find the key. At a certain point, if it's me, I wouldn't even do with it. I don't see how I really do with it.
Actually makes it to the end of the year because it was dead in there, and people, the 3 or 4 people that were in there, including us, were really frustrated with just trying to get one item out of the store.
Yeah, forget about it. Nah, there's just too much going on for me. There's way too much going on. Yeah, which key? Color code the keys? You know, hey, that's a little bit too smart to be doing. That's too smart to be doing in California. You know, let's just cycle through all keys on my chain. I have 8 keys on my keychain. Let's just go through all 8 before we get to the right one. All to get a soda, and you look on the soda, oops, it's expired. And they're all expired. Yeah, I don't want that. Hey, but that's Bay Area living. Now, this is pretty interesting. How about this machine? We're talking about jobs and whatnot in this country. We're talking about the migrants. There's also automation. This machine is painting a wall. Now, it might not be the best. I'm looking at a little bit of overspray on top and bottom, but that could be resolved. You tape it up and let the bot just go in there. And I'm sure at this point, the bot is kind of expensive and not super efficient. But at a certain point, you're going to see these bots become a lot better at what they do. And the jobs that we have now are not going to be here. So I don't know, man. You know, the future is a future. Things could change. Jobs are going to change. I don't think we're going to be totally out of luck once we get automation and AI and whatnot off the ground. But things are going to change. All right. Yeah, they're taking the job. Oh, and that kind of thing is done by a lot of illegal aliens because this is very cheap. If the machine becomes cheaper, the machine will do it. That, you know what? Can I say something right quick? And don't nobody try to clip me and be weird with it. I'm not trying to say slavery is a good thing or a bad thing. It's a bad thing, but I'm not trying to say a statement about slavery specifically with this statement. You understand? What I'm trying to say is that part of the reason why slavery ended in other parts of the world is because of the advancement in technology. Why do we need slavery to go out here and pick cotton when we have machines that can do it? Why do we need slaves to do this, that, and the third when we have better technology to do it? It becomes too expensive. So this institution that had been around for hundreds of years is now ending on its own because of the lack of a need for it. But you see, what's happening right now is they realize we still need some slave labor or the cheapest labor possible. At a certain point, slavery is not about just trying to oppress people. That's part of it, of course, because you want to keep those people from being able to do things that cost more for them to do. All right, you keep the slaves uneducated on the plantation, so all they know is what you tell them. Go out there and pick cotton. Go out there and do this, that, and the third. That's the whole point. Because why? Because it's cheaper for you to do it than anybody else. But then once a machine comes along and can do it cheaper than you can as a human being, now there's no more need for you to do it. Therefore, not a need for slavery. But again, you got a lot of these jobs in America that are pseudo-slavery, so we can have comfortable living and lower prices. That's pretty much all that's doing. But again, once you get more AI, more technology, those jobs are not going to be available to those who are doing them right now. Hey, Kai's Washington, hey, I ain't going to say all that. Kai's Washington says they're replacing women with AI bots. Hey, real talk. Somebody sent me a dating app profile of somebody, a woman, and she says, hey, I'm looking for a guy that can help me replace my AI boyfriend. And she was dead serious. The person said, I want a boyfriend that can help me replace my artificial intelligence boyfriend. Real talk. And the woman said that. It's crazy. Hey, this world is crazy. I've seen some stuff. I've seen some things. Now, let's keep on going here. Let's look at this here. We get a little bit of cringe. The caption says, wait a minute. The caption says cringe level tied with the Wicked press tour. And I think this is about Kamala. Yeah, I think it's about Kamala. Check it out.
If I were to ask Vice President Harris a question, I think I would ask her, how soon do you think we can get the Equality Act passed?
How about Donald Trump?
I would ask him, do you see me as a human?
Oh.
You know, start crying? Like, can I get a couple tears for my collection?
I'm sorry.
Oh, man, the cringe is crazy. But, I mean, I see you're a human being. All I would ask is, what are your pronouns? Like, what do I call you? Sir, ma'am, I don't know what's going on. Listen, back in my day, when I was a kid, I would see a person who appears to be a woman and assuming they're a woman. I mean, I think this is a woman right here. Am I right? People have no identity, no purpose, so they make up identities for themselves, which also fulfills the purpose. I'm gender nonconforming. I'm a non-binary person, and my purpose is to spread my message and to be a freedom fighter and all this, that, and the third. When in reality, you're just a regular person. You're just a regular lady. Just be that, man. It's okay. It's okay to be a regular person. It's okay to be a lady. It's okay to be a man. I promise it is. And if you don't really know what you are, you're kind of confused about what you are, I suggest getting some mental help. Get some mental help, man. Like, that was a thing back in my day. When somebody was a little bit touched, a little bit off, you say, hey, you know what? You need to go get some, seek help. Whenever I'm on the internets just, looking at stories, trying to find stories. And you got some guy completely mouth breathing in the comments. I'm like, yeah, you know what? If I choose to respond, which I don't 99.9% of the time, when I do, I say, hey, man, please seek help because something ain't right. Rather than playing into their delusion, I say seek help. Oh, yeah. And here is some Kamala people saying goodbye to Kamala headquarters in North Carolina. All right. We got a young lady in this sparkly background with a nice little pup or old dog. I can't tell which one. Loved this place for so. All right, we got music going on. So they go to pup, the office pup, and they got this. Hey, they got this TikTok video edited of them leaving. Hilarious. So they got the pup, and then running around in the office. Hey, where's people of color? It looks pretty white in there to me. Kamala, where's people of color? All right, so we turn the lights off, close the door. All righty. So they're saying goodbye to Kamala headquarters, North Carolina. Hey, I'm sorry it didn't work. I'm sorry it didn't work. Where's the black and brown people, Kamala? I thought that was supposed to be the cornerstone of your campaign. I thought that if you didn't vote for Joe Biden, you're not black. Well, if you campaign for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, you must not be black. All right. Not that I care, but they care. But obviously, they really don't care. That's just a talking point for the campaign. The funniest thing in the world are people that voted for Kamala because she's black and they black. First of all, she's not black. But second of all, she don't really care about that color stuff. The color stuff is just a way for her to market herself to people who she wants to vote for her. She thinks if she can identify as a black person and you believe it, that'll help her chances. It didn't. It didn't work. She lost. Now, here's something funny. Democratic Party parrot. The Democratic Party parrot. What does the Democratic Party parrot say? If you got a Democratic Party parrot, like a pet, the way they had their dog in there, if there was a parrot in there, what would the parrot say inside of Kamala headquarters, North Carolina? Check it out.
Insurrection, insurrection, felon, felon. He calls me names. He calls me names. Dictator, dictator. He'll take away my rights. He'll take away my rights. Polly want a cracker.
That's about right. That's about right. And it's to the point where I don't see how normies can watch television because that's how all the anchors sound. They say the exact same thing. Insurrection, dictator, January 6th. For a while, they had that weird thing they did from Tampon Tim. And Tampon Tim was the weirdest one of all. Tampon Tim is a prom queen, a dancing queen in his mind. But he wants you to believe he's a football coach. All right, football coach, you listen. Do you want to coach football or do you want to be a cross-dresser in Vegas? Like, which one is it? Because I feel like, hey, you know what, Tim? Although you proclaim to be a football coach, I think if you had two options of careers, number one, football coach, number two, showgirl in Vegas, I think one of the two would make more sense, and it ain't the first one. So hey, one and one is two at the end of the day. But anyway, I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okie dokie. Now, teachers, please beware of the teachers that are in your children's classroom. I talk about it all the time because that's where a lot of the indoctrination starts, right there in the classroom. Back in my day, we had regular teachers, normies, Miss Johnson, Mr. Williams. I did not know anything about their personal life. They didn't come to school weird. They wear regular clothes. They were just normal, regular people teaching children, okay? That's what I had now. But in 2024, you got drag queens pretending to be teachers, teaching your kids. Now, this guy's going to tell you how he comes to school. This person would not be allowed on the property of my schools back in the day. He would not be allowed there. But today it's okay. Because if you don't allow him at 6'6" with a pair of stilettos on in the classroom to teach your kids, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, you're a racist, and all that good stuff. Although he's a white male, you would still be a racist. All right, check it out.
I teach high school, and most days of the week I come to school in stilettos. I get to stand at about 6'6", and the reason why is so I can create an explicitly queer space for all of my students.
Look at this dude, man. A man wearing stiletto heels. If you don't know what those are, these are big spike heels. And this man, when he puts the heels on, he's 6'6".
That way they know that this place is a place for them, by them, and because I never had one of those growing up. So, yeah. Bit of a beast.
So this guy, if you can't see him, you're looking like, Conor McGregor's LGBT cousin. Red beard, glasses, vertical striped shirt with a pair of blue jeans on and some stiletto heels. Well, stilettos, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
To all the women out there, what are those? Are these legitimate heels? Are we looking at some kind of Sheen, some kind of Fashion Nova? Like, I don't know about all the brand names, but what is that right there? Is that a legitimate purchase? How much do those cost? How did he afford those as a school teacher? Anybody want to take a wild guess? Take a wild guess. How does a LGBT man who plays dress up in front of kids afford very expensive shoes on a school teacher salary? What does he do to supplement his income? I'm not going to say what he might do. I'll put it out there and let you decide. You can just think about it and let me know. But look, this is funny. I'm not sure. This might be an older video. A Marxist professor explains what life is like under socialism. This was funny. This was hilarious. So you go from the big basketball playing transformer or confused white guy as a teacher. Here we have a complete socialist as a professor. This guy could also be indoctrinating your kids. Listen to what he says when he's asked about buying a PlayStation 5. Listen to this.
Final question to you, Professor Wolf. Under your system of worker cooperatives, would I still get my PlayStation 5?
Absolutely. You'd have to struggle a little bit for it. You'd have to talk to your fellow workers. You'd have to talk about the distribution of income. You'd have to compare your desire for PlayStation against all the other interests of all the other people. It wouldn't be something you worked out on your own with your particular boss in any way. It would have to be a democratic decision. You'd have to come to terms with that the way you do with democratic decisions now in our society to the extent that we have them.
Final.
Okay, so to get a PS5, you're going to go through all that to get a PS5? Why would I do that? Why would I go through all of that rigmarole to get a PS5? How about this, Mr. Marxist, socialist professor? How about I just work, keep my money, and then buy what I want to buy? How about that? Why is that a bad thing? I have a service or a product or whatever I have to offer. I negotiate a price with whoever's buying my service, product, whatever. I get the money and I spend it how I see fit. Why must I converse with other workers? And you know what that whole workers thing is? Now we're going back to slavery. So you're going to have classes of people, the underclass workers, and then he wants to be Mr. Elite. That's how it works. Animal Farm all day long. Why can't I just have the freedom to do what I want to do? Under slavery, ain't no such freedom. You're a worker and that's it. How are you going to rise from that to something else if you can't be different than anybody else? You're always going to be right there at that level. Some say it's a good way of living because it's equality, but I don't want equality. I want the ability to do whatever I want. I want the same opportunity that everybody else has, which is what we have in America. There's no law that says ABL can't do this or a black guy can't do that. There's no law in 2024 USA. So we have equality of the ability to do what you want to do in society to make money within legal limits. Even illegal. If you want to do that, go ahead. Now you might get locked up. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But the point is you have the freedom to make your decision rather than being stuck in a class where you don't have that kind of freedom. And you got to converse with other people in your same position to live your life how you want. I think not. I think not. Alrighty. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Alrighty. Let me see. Gam says, I got the ability to suck at YouTube. Hey, if you do, that's fine. Me too. If I suck at YouTube, that's fine. If you do, that's fine too. You know, with YouTube, hey, Gam, if you put out good videos, people like it, and they come to your channel, then great. If you put it out and people don't like it, it is what it is. The market is spoken. Same thing with me. If I got a bad channel and people don't like it, they're not going to come watch it. It's simple. All right, let's keep on going. We got some more here. We got a whole lot more. Where am I going to go next? Wikipedia. I must go to Wikipedia. So Wikipedia co-founder Larry Sanger on how his site went woke.
Introduced the
RP to the headphone users.
Neutrality policy before Wikipedia was even conceived of, and then Wikipedia inherited it from Nupedia. Wikipedia made a real effort at neutrality for, I would say, its first 5 years or so, and then it began a long, slow slide into what I would call leftist propaganda. I mean, it's a harsh description to put on Wikipedia, but at least a lot of the political articles read that way now. But that's because they follow the news media, at least they have done in the last 10 years or so, 10 or 15 years. They've gradually gotten rid of all of blogs, and then more recently they've gotten rid of almost all conservative news sources as sources for their articles. And so as the news media has shifted, and as the establishment, frankly, has shifted more to the left, the content of Wikipedia has followed suit. It would have been hard for me to accept that this would happen and that it would be so striking. Even 10 years ago, I mean, already there was this decline into a slide to a center-left point of view by 2010.
So what do y'all think? Wikipedia, have you noticed a left turn? I mean, for me personally, I think Wikipedia had been leftist for a long time. And like Wikipedia, at a certain point, you could get basic information from there. All right. If I go to Wikipedia, I'm looking for somebody's birthday. Okay, what year were they born? What country are they from? Basic stuff. When it comes to their life details and things like this, I don't really get too deep into that because I know that's when you could get a lot of opinion and all kind of other stuff going on. And I think that's when you go down there. I don't want, listen, if I am going to a news source, I don't want opinions. I want just straight information. All right. Tell me what happened on this year, that year. Tell me the statistics. Tell me the birthday. I want straight information. I don't want your opinion. I don't want you to editorialize in a place where I'm just trying to find basic knowledge, basic information that cannot be refuted. Facts only, no opinion. And sometimes they omit certain things. I don't know. But what do you guys think? Is that the way it is? Is it not that way? Y'all let me know. And again, that was Larry Sanger, the co-founder of Wikipedia, talking like that. So I think he might know a thing or two, maybe potentially. I don't know. I'm not saying it's 100% right, but if you are the co-founder of Wikipedia and you're talking like that, it could be something to what you're saying. Who knows?
They're deleting Epstein connection.
I ain't gonna put that out there. I think he might be saying the wrong thing because talking about deleting Epstein connections. I'm gonna see what he's got to say, but it's just a random guy on the internet. Let's see what he's saying.
They're deleting Epstein connections off of Wikipedia right now. I was working on something for a little documentary today and went to go and look at Bill Clinton's Wikipedia page to get the number of times he flew on Epstein's plane. And it turns out that Epstein is only mentioned one time on Bill Clinton's Wikipedia page. And it's in the footnotes in reference to Jennifer Epstein, Clinton family speeches, netted as much as $26 million. Excuse me? So I went to the Wayback Machine and found out when did they delete all of this. They used to mention Epstein 47 different times. Because there used to be a whole section about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, which was, shall we say, extensive? And so it turns out, sometime on July 22nd, someone deleted all of Bill Clinton's connections to Jeffrey Epstein from Wikipedia. And ever since July 22nd of this year, no Wikipedia editor has saw fit to change that. That is despite numerous witnesses extensively documenting Bill Clinton's friendship with Epstein and his indulgence in the services.
So here's the question. Why did Wikipedia change that? Was there a particular reason why that got changed? No reason? A quinky dink? What's going on? Was it the government that did that? What's happening? I'll let him finish.
That is despite Bill Clinton threatening news publications for talking about it. Bill Clinton being photographed numerous times with his buddy. Bill Clinton being photographed with girls. Jeffrey Epstein literally had this painting of Bill Clinton in his apartment. Can't imagine what that means. But it's just weird timing. Why do you think Bill Clinton is having his Epstein section deleted from Wikipedia right now?
Hey, y'all let me know. So you think it's a government trying to interfere the same way they did with the Hunter Biden laptop story? Oh, that's not fake. Hey, believe all of us in the intelligence community that the laptop is not real. Russian misinformation. Believe us. Hey, you see Hunter on there smoking crack, beaming a Scotty, but trust me, it's not him. Yes, that's his face, tattoo, all of that. It's his voice, the whole 9 yards. It's his laptop. No. That's not his laptop. It's misinformation. So what do y'all think? The government's involved or Wikipedia just being woke or a combination of both? All right, y'all let me know. Now, we got a gender studies professor getting emotional after losing their job at the University of Iowa. Because DEI, that is becoming extinct the way of the dodo bird. RIP. Hey, from 2020 to 2024, you had DEI programs because of the whole George Floyd thing. Now they're coming to an end. And she is pretty upset and got kind of emotional. RIP to the headphone users in advance. Let's go ahead and check this out right quick.
Disappointing. It's sad.
She teaches gender studies and social justice courses and says she's seen a spike in student interest.
We've seen our majors grow, and in fact, social justice was one of the fastest growing majors of the units that are being sort of restructured in the new school of social and cultural analysis. So it is, again, disappointing. Because it's clear that the students want these courses.
Murillo also says students who've gone through the programs are contributing to Iowa's workforce.
It's disappointing. It's sad.
So what do y'all think? Should we keep DEI programs to keep her employed? Is that a good thing? Or is it a net positive that these programs are not around anymore? Y'all let me know. I think it's a net positive. I mean, hey, you're losing your job, whatever, your position, okay. Hey, it's okay. And what they say, learn the code, right? That's what they told us, learn the code. That's what they told us. And you know what? This meme right here kind of sums it up. This sums it up. Check it out. You see the very top. Teachers, when I was a kid, you can see how they look. That's pretty much what they were. I hope everyone had a good recess. Time for math. That the girl right there in the middle, that was one of my fourth grade. She looked just like that. 100% just like that. And my principal in middle school looked just like the lady on the left-hand side, Miss Rittenauer. I remember that name like it was yesterday. Miss Rittenauer looked just like that. 100%. Okay, that's how teachers were back in the day. But now we got this at the bottom, and they say whiteness is a privilege. Now, who is ready to hear about my sexuality? We just saw what the 6'6" Conor McGregor older cousin dude with the stilettos on from his external work going to school like that. That was never a thing when we were a kid. That was at the top. That was your teachers right there. And me, I had black teachers too. So the teachers I had would look like this and white color or black color, or right there, white color or black, same thing. But we never had these irregulars teaching children. Never. Never the irregulars. I'm not sure when the irregular shift happened. Was it during COVID? Was it before COVID? Was it early 2000s? I don't know when the irregular shift happened, but there was definitely something that took place. All right. Hot Topics Finest is crazy. Shout out to you, Tri-Edge. Yeah, pretty much what's going on. Jennifer says hostage in Vegas. Okay. We got some breaking news. What's going on? Hostage, Vegas. What's happening? Heavy police presence on South Fremont Street hours after Cybertruck explosion. I don't see a lot of news about this right now. It's still pretty early. Yeah, I don't really see too much right here. So it's still pretty early. All right, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Hold on. This is new. All right. Hold on. On a bus. So this is Daily Mail. I'm sorry for all the ads. Daily Mail, it is what it is. Hey, Daily Mail, can I get a news story with the ads you're serving me? That'd be fantastic. I see the ads, but where's the story? Anyway, can I skip out of this? No, I can't. All right, let me try. Daily Mail. And I was trying to go somewhere else, but this is the website that had it. So crisis negotiators have rushed into a scene in Vegas where a person has barricaded himself into a bus. The latest threat comes hours after the Cybertruck exploded. So they're on the scene near Fremont and Charleston Boulevard, along with SWAT teams and crisis negotiators. It's understood that a person is barricaded on the bus. However, it's not clear if there are others who are also locked inside. All right, so that's what's happening right now. People out there. So that's pretty much all there is so far. Is he's on the bus, but they don't know. It could be him by himself or what's going on. So, yeah, I don't know what's happening. But yeah, shout out to the ads. That was great. Hey, you saw 90% ads and 10% story. And I can't even block the ads on there. I have an ad blocker, but it doesn't work on that website. They want you to turn it off in order to view the article. So, yeah, I got, hey, John W., I have ad blockers, but ad blockers are no match for dailymail.uk. It's to the point where I rather would just pay them some money to get rid of the ads. I paid New York Times. I paid Washington Post. I paid a lot of places. I've paid New York Daily News. I paid probably about 5 websites so no ads would be on it. I also pay on YouTube to have no ads when I play YouTube videos. And I also pay for Twitter Premium. I don't mind investing into things that make things easier for us to be able to look at. But I've looked on Daily Mail. They have no membership option, no ad-free option. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. Turn off the script. Okay. See, I got to talk to y'all. I got to get some of that deeper knowledge. All right. uBlock Origin. That's the way to go. Okay. I'm going to try uBlock. I think I got the regular ad block. What do I have on here? I have, I have just a regular ad block. So uBlock Origin, I'll get that. I'll check that out after I get done and see how well it works. And Ryan, I'm going to let you know if uBlock Origin is a match for dailymail.uk. All right. So y'all let me know what's going on. Yeah, I pay for YouTube Red. I have it on this channel. And also, kind of give you a pro tip on YouTube Red. So YouTube Red, if you have more than one channel or you got family, you can add people onto your plan. You could add up to 8 people on your YouTube Red plan. So say you got kids or a friend or whatever, you can put them on your plan and they also get free ad-free YouTube experience. And that also goes to YouTube Music. It's really a good investment. So I have it for Uncle ABL and my regular channel, but I only pay one time because I've added myself on as a family member or a friend. It's not illegal. You could do that. It's totally fine. It's all email based. So definitely go ahead and get that if you don't have it for YouTube. And we get some of that money from YouTube Red. So you're still supporting this if that's what you're concerned about. But anyway, let's keep on going. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, Lena Wynn. Remember Lena Wynn, the lady, the CNN quote unquote doctor? Oh, but before I get to that, before I get to Lena Wynn, the matter of fact, I'm gonna get to her right now. I'm already talking about her. Elephant in the room. Do you guys think that this woman that we're going to show is a Chinese spy of some sorts? For some reason, I'm seeing these people get on television out of nowhere and start dominating the airwaves. I'm like, who are these people? Why are they talking? And why are they Chinese? Like, and why are they saying things that are like kind of disruptive? So Lena Wynn, the doctor who was on CNN promoting the lockdowns, now she's talking about, hey, you guys got to get the bird flu vaccine. And she wants Biden to fast track the bird flu vaccine before he leaves office. Watch.
Two main things that they should be doing in the days that they have left. The first is to get testing out there. I feel like we should have learned our lesson from COVID that just because we aren't testing, it doesn't mean that the virus isn't there. It just means that we aren't looking for it. We should be having rapid tests, home tests available to all farm workers, to their families, for the clinicians taking care of them so that we aren't waiting for public labs and CDC labs to tell us what's bird flu or not. And the second very important thing is this is not like the beginning of COVID where we were dealing with a new virus, we didn't have a vaccine. There actually is a vaccine developed already against H5N1. The Biden administration has contracted with manufacturers to make almost 5 million doses of the vaccine. However, they have not asked the FDA to authorize the vaccine. There's research done on it. They could get this authorized now and also get the vaccine out and to farm workers and to vulnerable people. I think that's the right approach because we don't know what the Trump administration is going to be doing around bird flu.
So she wants the bird flu vaccination to be fast tracked right immediately. And she was on television pushing the COVID vaccination. You're pushing the C-19 vaccination. Now you're pushing the bird flu vaccination, a brand new thing. Fast track that and get it in your body. Now, how do y'all feel about a bird flu vaccination? Do you want that? Listen, I've never had a flu shot as an adult. I don't recall ever in my life having the flu shot. Like I said before, unless it was them childhood vaccinations when I was in middle school, whatever that was, I've not had any kind of vaccination since then. No flu shot, no COVID shot, none of that. And guess what? Hey, guess what? I didn't die. I'm okay. I made it. I may have had the flu before, but I didn't die. ABL, you might die if you don't get the vaccination. Well, if I do, I might die as well. We done seen plenty of healthy adults just collapse right on the floor and die after their vaccination. So I'll just try my luck with natural immunity. I don't need to get this clot shot to do with a head cold, which is what it is. Coronavirus, head cold, head virus, corona, crown. That's what that means. Head cold. Now, this is her back during this pandemic. The same woman you just saw talking about the bird flu vaccination the other day. This is the same woman during COVID-19.
Herd immunity. And then we get hit by the next surge of COVID-19 in the fall, something that we could have prevented if we just got people vaccinated now. Sure, and I just first want to clarify that I was opposed to the CDC back in May when they lifted the indoor mask requirement. I thought that the honor code was never going to work, that when vaccinated and unvaccinated people are mixing, unless there is proof of vaccination, everybody should still be wearing masks. And so I actually support what the CDC is now doing, which is going back to this indoor mask requirement, because frankly, we know that we can't trust the unvaccinated, that they have been walking around without masks. And in fact, that's what led to the surge that we're seeing. Really, what we need to do is to make a decision as a society. I mean, we have laws, for example, against drunk driving. You can drink in your home or in private if you would like, But we have a law saying that if you want to get behind a wheel where you could potentially endanger other people, then that's not allowed. That's against the standards of conduct in our society. I think at some point we need to make a similar decision about the vaccine. You can remain unvaccinated if you so choose. But if you want to be in public and potentially could be infecting others with a dangerous and sometimes fatal disease that's highly transmissible, then there's an obligation of society. I mean, I think you could have an opt-out the way that France, for example, or Italy and other countries are doing, saying that if you want to be in bars, restaurants, movie theaters, etc., either be vaccinated or have proof of a recent negative test. I hope that we move in that direction as a country here, because at the end of the day, I don't really understand why people have the choice to be infecting our vulnerable children or immunocompromised people, or even others who have taken the responsible choice to get vaccinated.
So check it out. I mean, yeah, that person, I don't think that person should be somebody who listens to it all. Anybody that's talking like that, anybody that spoke like that during COVID, one thing we can't really just get into is forgiving and forgetting what they did, or what they tried to do to us. Don't do it. The same people are still going to be here trying to scare people, because let's be clear. The fear-mongering tactics did work for some of the population. It really did work. They brought it into a whole lot of secret. They said, okay, you know what? This lady got on TV and said that you shouldn't be around unvaccinated people. You got to protect mama. If you don't want to get vaccinated, you don't care about elderly people. They really brought into it. People still to this day are wearing the biggest masks you ever seen in your life. I'm talking about masks so big and restrictive. I'm like, okay, can you breathe at all? Do you need oxygen with your mask? Do you need a tank of oxygen to be fed into your mask to be able to breathe? You don't get any kind of airflow in that contraption. People still do that to this day. So they're going to watch this CCP agent, allegedly. They're going to watch her and eat whatever she says up. That's why she's on TV talking like that. We don't buy into it. But a lot of your normies, they buy into it 100%. 100%. Okay, the normie that is 1,000 pounds, drinking, smoking, eating fried everything, fried hamburgers, fried crabs, fried marshmallows, fried water. They do all of that and put on the mask. They do all of that and put on the mask because they think the mask is going to help them health-wise. All of how they live their life and how they eat and drink and sleep and all of that doesn't really add up into the whole equation, I guess. But hey, whatever. Shout out to everybody wearing the biggest masks ever, but also smoking crack for a living. That don't really add up, but it is what it is. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Oh, here's a good montage of the regime telling us how fit and able Joe Biden is. Although we know, and RP to that phone users, although we know Joe Biden has not been fit and able throughout his entire presidency. And even before the presidency, we saw him being a really, really old man and just not really being 100% there. We saw him get Weekend at Bernie through the primary. We saw him do the whole basement tour. Okay, we saw that. We all saw that. But they act like we didn't see what we saw. That's called gaslighting. Let's watch this right quick. Check it out.
Does the president have the stamina, physically and mentally, do you think, to continue on even after 2024?
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh my gosh, he's the president of the United States. You know, I can't even keep up with him.
The most difficult part about a meeting with President Biden is preparing for it, because he is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
And that was Alejandro Mayorkas. That is your guy who should be securing this nation. Bro, you can't even tell a story that makes sense. You can't tell a story that makes sense. Why should I trust you to protect our nation? The border's wide open. Everything's a mess. You get on TV and just tell lies.
Because he is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
I can testify because I've been working very closely with this president for the past 2 years. I've been knowing him for 30 years. And I'm telling you, this guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game.
Joe Biden has vision. He has knowledge. He has a strategic thinker.
The president is focused. He's detail-oriented. He's always thinking about the big picture.
He is engaging. He is capable. He has an incredible record as president.
And I'm often with him on foreign trips. He's at the top of his game. So he has a vision. He has knowledge. He has judgment. He has a strategic thinking.
I met with the president, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks ago, and he seemed fine to me.
I have complete confidence in the president. I have watched him expertly guide meetings of staff and cabinet members. I could not have more confidence in the president.
I would just tell you that.
Oh, there goes, what's that, Millie? Now, didn't Mark Millie play football with the Transformer? Who's the Transformer that Mark Millie played football with? The guy that's was in Health or something? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The guy looks just like Miss Doubtfire.
I meet frequently with the president, and every single time I meet with him, he is just fine.
But he is, again, knowledgeable, wise.
Incredibly sharp, incredibly probing, incredible command of the details.
He is sharp. He is on top of things.
There is nothing to these challenges, these suggestions that somehow he's not sharp and he's not capable.
We see Joe Biden up close. We know how attuned he is to the issue.
And you're going to see how smart he is and the experience he has.
I say his age is an asset.
Aha!
He's wise. Yes, he's wise. He has wisdom. He has experience.
And his experience, because of his age and his wisdom, has been invaluable to this country.
A lot of countries, people.
Oh my gosh, Jamie Raskin. Look, Jamie Raskin is a nut. That Jamie Raskin I don't like, because Jamie Raskin, as I said before, what I think he did was use his cancer diagnosis as an excuse to wear this ridiculous looking bandana or do-rag or whatever. Bro, why you gotta wear that? You looking like somebody's Jamaican auntie right now. You looking like Miss Cleo. Call me now. Bro, you use your cancer diagnosis to wear this ridiculous looking mama, Jamaican auntie, do-rag, head wrap, all because you wanted to get hair plugs. Bro, did y'all see his hairstyle after that? Hold on, but I'm gonna let him continue, and I'm gonna show you his hairstyle after all of that was going on. And by the way, the person, y'all said it in the comments, Mark Milley, his football teammate was Rachel Levine, aka Richard Levine, aka Dick Levine. Ain't that him? Am I saying too much? Let me just relax. I'm getting triggered. Let me just let him talk.
And his experience, because of his age and his wisdom, has been invaluable to this country.
A lot of countries, people who've been in office a longer period of time are praised for their wisdom.
I have seen a lot.
All right. Okay, so before we get to Clyburn, Raskin. All right, so can we get the hair plug situation? I think, yeah. Now look at this. Here's a new hair he got. And then this is on Reddit. Somebody says, Maryland Congressman Jimmy Raskin, someone needs to teach him how to style his new hair, his hair right. The new hair. All right. That might have been the old style. I don't know. Hold on. I think that might be old and this might be the new one. I don't know. But either way it goes, you could tell that he has adjusted his hair. You did all of that Dog and Pony Show rigmarole for some hair plugs. Disgusting. All right, let's keep going. Bro, it ain't that deep, man. Go, hey, join the Bald Head Club, man. Just join the Bald Head Club. It's okay. Just join the Bald Head Club. You had to use your cancer diagnosis to get that. Bro, you could have just put on you could have just went Steve Harvey and put on a really fancy wig. You got the money for it. if you did that whole hair plug treatment talking about his cancer, you have money for a nicely curated wig. I see these TikTok videos. They glue it on your head. They cut it to your hair. You could have done that rather than doing all this. But people in Congress, a lot of times, Democrats especially, are just evil people. They don't really care.
Time are praised for their wisdom.
I have seen a lot of 72-year-olds not as capable as this 80-year-old.
It is hard for us to keep up with this president.
His mental acuity is great. It's fine. It's as good as it's been over the years. He's fine. All this right-wing propaganda that his mental acuity has declined is wrong.
And this kind of sense that he's not ready for this job is just a bucket of BS that's so deep, your boots will get stuck in.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so there we go. That's what the regime did to protect this man. We saw this guy, like the gaslighting was crazy, but people, they still watch these people and believe them. So Jesse M, people are asking me about Jamie Raskin. I don't know if he had cancer or not. He may have had cancer, maybe he didn't. However, the whole head wrap thing was an excuse to conceal his hair plug, his hair treatment. You see what I'm saying? So maybe he had cancer, maybe he didn't. But all of this jazz with the hair, the Miss Cleo stuff, that's just to conceal the hair plugs. How you go from I'm bald because I got chemotherapy to I got a full brand new head of hair that's not gray and I'm like 65 years old. Hold on, how is he anyway? Okay, you are 62 years old with a whole brand new head of black hair after you had cancer and it's not hair plugs, bro. Why we gotta play like that, man? Why do that? I would respect him more if he had one of these crazy Lichtman, the keys guy. If he had a wig like that, I respect him more. Be a man, buy a toupee, and have it be kind of looking crazy. Or matter of fact, do the comb over, the Homer Simpson. Do that. I respect that more than you trying to use your cancer diagnosis to conceal hair plugs. But I'm triggered. I mean, what in the world? I'm not getting no hair transplant. Hey, if one day I pop up here with a head full of hair, you're going to know that I'm going through something. Something's wrong. Hey, if y'all see me out and about with looking like a Tyler Perry wig, these crazy braids, or the Killmonger Michael B. Jordan and Black Panther, if you see that going on, call the police. I've been compromised. I've been captured. There's somebody with a gun in my head that you can't see. Call the cops because that's not normal. But anyway, that's enough of that. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff that'll help me out tremendously. All right. I got one more video here. Alina Habba issues warning to those grifting off taxpayers. Let's play it. I might have already played it, but I'm going to play it one more time.
But I will say that I think that we're seeing real unity in Washington recently. And also fear probably because of Doge, because of his administration, the people he's put in, and the fact that they know that you're going to be held accountable if you're going to be messing around with American people's money. And and I think we've seen that. I think we've seen that just in look at the amount of people, Jason, that have come to speak to President Trump at the Winter White House here in Mar-a-Lago. They are worried. And they know they're going to be held accountable. And I think that that is something we knew would happen the minute he got elected, because he is a strong leader and a strong voice, and he's America first. So if you've been messing around and taking money from our government, which is taxpayer dollars, you're not going to be able to do it anymore. There's going to be a block, and there's going to be checks and balances.
There we go. So a lot of the taxpayer money just gets spent on the most ridiculous things that the money shouldn't be spent on. And it's causing us to be broke as a nation. One of the biggest things to spend money on, aside from some of these DC pet projects, the war in Ukraine and all over the whole planet, spending too much money that we don't have, printing and spending money. It's a mess. You might go, an activator. Yeah, ain't no activator. Yeah, I never could grow hair beyond like this length right here. Like this right here on my face, that's as much as my hair would grow on my head. Like, it just ain't gonna happen. Cornrows and braids, I never could do it. The most I ever had was just the typical black boy, even all around. That's all I ever had. I never had nothing else. I never had braids and waves and all that kind of pretty boy stuff. Never, ever. I was a kid wearing a pair of black Air Force Ones with it even all around. That was me. Never none of this stuff. So like I said, if you see me with a pair with some cornrows in my head, call the cops. But yeah, shout out to Elon. Now, I know a lot of y'all saw Elon and the whole thing with H-1B visas. I think that whole story was just kind of a psyop, because although there's an issue with the H-1B program being abused and bringing in all kind of people, they say, okay, it's for tech workers and highly skilled people. But really all you're doing is using that program to bring in anybody. Guys working at 7-Eleven, you bringing in Apu from The Simpsons, basically. You might get a few tech guys to come in there, but what kind of jobs are they really doing? Highly intensive things like Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, or are they doing word processing and stuff like that? The thing about H-1Bs is they are typically working. I don't know if I see anybody on the H-1B visa that's not working. I'm not saying that's a good thing that they're here taking jobs, but that's their purpose. Now, we're talking about the border being wide open. You getting everything. You getting straight criminals that come here, unvetted. You don't know who they are, where they come from. Do they have any communicable diseases? Do they have a criminal record? Are they on the run from the police? Are they a former prisoner who were freed from the prison and then sent to the U.S.? It's much different. Also, H-1Bs, max 700,000 in a year, which is a max, not even that much normally. But the southern border, you're talking about 20 million in 4 years, is different. I think the H-1B visa issue needs to be addressed, but it's not as serious as the border. Let's tackle the first things first. Let's not pick at low-hanging fruit. H-1B, sure, let's address it. But can we shut the border off first? Let's do that. If we shut the border off, you would see a problem with illegal immigration. You would not even care about H-1Bs because that ain't where the problems are coming from. The gang members and whatnot are not coming to the U.S. on the H-1B visa. They're coming here illegally. They're coming here straight up illegal, no documentation at all. Trinidad, how many TDA guys came here on the H-1B visa to work at 7-Eleven with Apu in them? Let's be serious. And shout out to Apu. All right. But anyway, I think it was just a psyop that was a Twitter argument that somehow made the news. And it shouldn't have really gone beyond it shouldn't have gone beyond social media. It shouldn't have got made it to the news. But anyway, that's my opinion about that. And then somebody said earlier, I read the comment earlier, that said that no conservative accounts are commenting on the guy who got deleted in New York, the prisoner at the upstate New York jail or prison. Listen, can I say I don't really care about that story? I'm not trying to say the person's life didn't matter, but immediately when I saw that story, I'm thinking propaganda. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying it's not tragic, but I feel like they're trying to make that be a George Floyd type situation. Okay. Now I got to look into it to see exactly what's going on, but that was my first reaction. I'll look into it to see if it's worth commenting on, but I think they're trying to blow it up to be something that people would riot for. That's usually, the media does that. They did it a lot during 2016, Black Lives Matter, all that kind of stuff. They did it a lot. You would have somebody get deleted by police, whether it was right, wrong, whatever. The news would report on it, and then when they would pretty much incite a riot, meaning the mainstream media, after they would incite a riot, they would have cameras on location to capture the riot happen. So they did everything in their power to fuel it. And then once they get to the point where it's about to pop, okay, cool, let's get it recorded. So whenever I see stories like this, I think back to that time, and I think they're going to do the same thing again. So y'all let me know if you agree with me, disagree, or whatever. Now, RIP to the guy. I don't know all the details, but At a certain point, when I see certain things and I hear certain buzzwords, I know what's happening. The same way I called it earlier when I said Airbnb, when they kept talking about Turo. I'm like, okay, they keep mentioning Turo because they got a problem with the short-term rental industry. That's the issue in America, especially Airbnbs. So then my mind went straight to Airbnb. And of course, they mentioned Airbnb in the actual thing. Is it a quinky dink? I think not. I don't think so. Even if it's a coincidence that Airbnb and Turo are the companies that could be some kind of way linked to this in some kind of weird way, even if that's true, it's not a mistake that they keep saying the names of the company over and over again. It's no mistake. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for joining. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We're going to get to the calls in a minute. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. And let's get super chats first. Then we get to the calls. Okay, let's see if I can get the super chats to pop up. That'd be fantastic. I got to go in the back and see them. All righty. But where are we at? Okay. And I think we are back here. All right, we good. So let's go to Caius Posthumus, who says, we're witnessing the consequences of an open border. Terrorists, cartels, and foreign gangs will now all be causing chaos before they're forced to leave. Correct. Caius Posthumus says, RIP to President Jimmy Carter. Oh, I almost forgot about Jimmy Carter. RIP Jimmy Carter. I did post about him. Jimmy Carter died. He was 100 years old. And look, you know what? They had this man out there looking dead recently. It's like, man, do you see this guy? I could tell from looking at him, he didn't have much longer to live. I could tell looking at him, he was pretty much dead right there. They roll him out there. He's in the chair looking like a corpse. Mouth open, all of that good stuff. It's like, bro, can you not have him out here? Why must you wheel this man out here? For what? Leave him alone. You know what? I don't like elder abuse. I despise elder abuse. It's like if you have a disabled person, you can take advantage of them. You're the worst of the worst. A disabled person, weak person, elderly, and you take advantage of them and you exploit them. I got a real problem with that. And they did that with Jimmy Carter. They're doing it with Joe Biden. They're doing it with Mitch McConnell. Now, at a certain point, Biden, McConnell, Pelosi, Waters, all the rest of them, they're doing it to themselves as well. But still, come on. Take the keys away from Papaw. Papaw should not be 1,000 years old on the road driving. He can't see. He can't react. He can't do anything. Why is he driving? He's going 5 miles an hour on Interstate 75. Please take the keys away. They don't. Dianne Feinstein was pretty much 1,000 years old. They had to wheel her back in. She was so old and pretty much on her way out. She couldn't even vote on her own. Her aides are right there talking about, hey, just go ahead and say yeah. Go ahead. I'm like, take the keys away, please. But anyway, RIP Jimmy Carter. I'm glad he's finally resting in peace because they were doing too much with this guy, wheeling him out there, mouth open. That was I cannot get over that. That was crazy. But anyway, thank you to Taylor who says, Happy New Year, ABL. I took your advice and been eating Chipotle every day, once a day, and doing running, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, and sit-ups 6 days a week. Lost 15 pounds in 5 weeks. Getting right 2025. Hey, there we go. Hold on. That's why I'm talking about 15 pounds in 5 weeks. 1 month, basically, 15 pounds. And you're getting your cardiovascular, you're doing your calisthenics, you're doing full body stuff, eating whole food. Hey, man, keep up the good work. And look, some say Chipotle is bad for you. You know what? You know what's funny? Who said that? This is Taylor. So Taylor, I got a funny story. I was in Chipotle today. That was my meal for the day, Chipotle. I'm in there today, And I see my friend behind the counter. Shout out to you if you're watching. I see my friend behind the counter. She's like, hey, how's it going? Happy New Year. And then I ask, we have a little small conversation. I'm asking, where's everybody at? Like, is it normally busy right now? She's like, nah, normally on the first week of the year, people kind of want to be trying to eat right and go to the gym. So they don't want to eat no Chipotle. But then after that, they come back and eat it. People think that a Chipotle or something like that is bad for you, but it's not. It's whole food. Listen, you can go there. You got your rice, chicken, beef, your fajitas, your pico, a little bit of lettuce. As long as you eat your whole food, not too much queso or nothing like that, not too much cheese and dairy, all that kind of other extra stuff. Eat your regular whole food, rice, beans, meat, you're good. You can eat that 1 meal a day, every day, and you'll lose weight. If you eat a lot more than that, especially, eat that instead and you'll lose weight. It's going to taste good. It ain't going to be like a bowl of lettuce. Listen, anybody who says eating a salad is eating healthy is not a healthy eater, in my opinion. You can eat salads, but that's not going to be the bulk of your nutrition. Okay? Yes, and Mitch McConnell says, pay how much? Hey, man, you could go cook. Listen, I can make a Chipotle bowl at home. Like, I cook 5-6 days a week. So when I go to the grocery store, check it out. See, now I got challenge. I'm on my soapbox now. Check it out. I can go to this store and get a pack of chicken thighs, nice quality meat, not something that's too cheap or too expensive. A pack of chicken, $10, and it'll be 2 servings in there for 2 meals, basically. I can get that. Then I get a bag of rice. The bag of rice, $2, $3, and I got like 30 servings in the bag of rice for $2. So you do the math on that. The bag costs $2, and I got 20 servings or more. A serving is 1/4 a cup of rice dry, okay? You put a 1/2 a cup, which is the 1/4 plus the 1/4. So double the volume in water. 1/4 cup rice, 1/2 cup water, boil that. Get an avocado, some tomato, make some guac on your own without all the extra stuff. Avocado toast. So you got your chicken, rice, avocado toast, 1 meal a day. Get some trail mix. That could be your snack. If you are a bit back, you're trying to lose some weight and you're struggling, eat that meal. I guarantee you'll lose weight. Eat just that every day. You'll lose weight. Promise you. My man right here says he's doing it and it's working out for him. 15 pounds in 5 weeks. All right. But like I said, you don't got to go to Chipotle, but it is good and it's convenient. You could cook. The chicken costs $10. The rice costs $2. The avocados, I can get 3 for $5. Tomatoes, you could get probably 4 or 5 of those for like $2 or $3. So you can eat healthy for a lot less. Simple. All right. So no avocado. Oh, you don't like the avocado? Put a little bit of salt, a teeny bit of salt, like a half a teaspoon, just like a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic powder, and you'll be good. All right. So you have options there. Butt Fakes McPherson says, what's worse, Biden from the crypt of the Biden or the crypt of the PD chief? Biden is worse for sure. Victory in You says, I'm with you. Life has taught me there is no such thing as coincidence. The government and medical experts always trying to convince us otherwise. Hey, I'm just putting things out there. Michael Critchlow says, largest cache of homemade explosives found in FBI history at Alawite, Virginia home. Brad Spafford labeled anti-government extremists use Biden's photo for target practice. Will you cover this? This is my first time hearing about it. I'll check it out and see what's going on with it. Shout out to Alawite. Bro, you out there doing that, you about to get sent to the penitentiary for real. And some say avocados are nasty, but listen, avocados are good for you. They're good for you because you guys are eating processed food that is stripped of all the natural ingredients that are good for your body. Especially if you believe in God, God put things on earth for a reason for you to consume. Okay? He put things for a reason for you to consume, not just because it tastes good, but because it's good for you. Some of y'all will take, the funny part is some of y'all would rather just use Ozempic, which can ruin your body, and 20 years later, you'll have more side effects. Aside from the first adverse ones, you'll take Ozempic to lose weight, but then when it comes to saying, hey, eat an avocado, oh, I don't want it, it's nasty. Well, what's nastier, an avocado or your Ozempic paralyzing your stomach so you can't do if you want to? What's nastier? You let me know. Avocado is nasty. That's like when I was a little boy. I don't like vegetables. I don't want to eat vegetables. All right. I don't want to brush my teeth, take a shower. All right. We too old for that anyway. I'm just playing, but I'm being serious. All right. Thank you to Ian Kenny, who says she's a Fed psyop. Look into her past. She was also interviewed by CNN after the Boston Marathon. Boom, boom. I don't trust anything from her, period. Probably the Lena Wynn. Thank you to Joyce D, who says, happy and healthy New Year 25 to you, my brother. God bless you and your family. Thank you for that. I appreciate you, Joyce. Thank you to K-Dub, who says, happy New Year, ABL. A big shout out to those who wear a mask alone in the car with the windows rolled up. Thank you to Marianne McPherson, who says, ABL, you're hilarious with your sayings. Much love. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. All righty. Thank you to Ginger Romas, who says, I hope and pray we all have a happy New Year. Good luck, everybody. Thank you. Thank you to Triad716, who says, happy New Year, ABL. Here's to another year of amazing content and success. We appreciate you. Beware of all these sus egg looking people, bro. Hey, I'm with you on that 100%. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All righty. But yeah, I want you guys in 2025 to just take care of yourself. You know, me, I'm a complete machine. Like, I treat my body as a machine. You got a car, doing little modifications, getting the oil change, tire rotation, alignment, whatever you're doing, making sure that everything is good. Treat your body the same way. You only got one of it. I had a lot of cars, but you only got one body. So, and it's yours. It's your body. So you got to do what's right by yourself, because if you don't do right, who else will? You're going to trust Big Pharma to do right by you? You're going to trust that Big Pharma will give you a drug that'll help you? Big Pharma wants to get drugs to get you addicted so you keep buying more of it. Big Pharma is a dope boy. Hey, here's a miracle drug, but you're going to be on that for your entire life. Metformin, Wegovy, Ozempic, all this, that, and the third. They won't tell you, hey, eat an avocado every day. Eat some whole foods. Eat some rice and beans. They won't tell you that. You go to Africa, they may be in poverty in a lot of the countries, but you're not going to see obesity and all kind of crazy cancer and whatnot from the food they eat, because they're eating basic whole food that come right from the earth right there. Organic everything, rice, beans, a little bit of protein. They know how to eat. You don't. But anyway, I'm getting triggered. If you like what you heard so far tonight, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, we got calls on deck. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. There's also an email for Skype in the description box. You could be right here, bottom left-hand corner of the screen, talking about whatever you want to talk about. All right, let's go ahead and get straight into it. And let's just do it. Hopefully everything works right. If Skype don't work, don't blame me, blame the white man, because it ain't my fault. All right, let me get my sound together here. All righty, that should work. All righty, Les, what's going on?
Hey, ABL, Happy New Year. How are you doing?
Happy New Year. I'm doing well. About yourself?
Good. What are the big plans for you this year?
Well, I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. I'm going to just keep, I got a few things I implemented last year. We got more of the storytime videos coming out, a lot of different edited videos coming out. Uncle ABL's coming back. So I just want to make more content, better content, and keep the party going.
Yeah, I know you've been mentioning that you want to get back on the, your Uncle ABL.
Yes.
channels. I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm subscribed, so I liked it. So I honestly, I look forward to your new content.
Thank you.
Of course. I want to just go ahead, just make a quick comment. So, just my deepest condolences and prayers goes to to the victims of the New Orleans tragedy. And honestly, ABO, I think it's safe to say, right, that this tragedy should be labeled as domestic terrorism at this point already.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, you know what? I think we should just label it, call it what it is. And then I also wanted to say about that lady pushing for the bird flu vaccine.
Yeah.
So we, the true patriots of the United States of America, didn't participate then back in 2020, and we aren't going to participate now. Just had to get the message out there.
Absolutely.
But I mean, that's all I really wanted to say, ABL. I want to thank you for a wonderful 2024 that we had the opportunity. Thank you to God to watch you when we were able to watch you. And I want to wish you a wonderful 2025, everybody in the chat. May you continue putting out your content. May God continue giving you the strength, the knowledge, the creativity. And honestly, ABO, may you continue being a light for everybody here, because I mean, we're all family at the end of the day. I mean, we all continue coming back because we feel at home with you. So I want to thank you so much for that. And may God again continue to give you that enlightenment for the world, for everyone that can go ahead and be on your channel, hear your message. So thank you so much. And the little patriots want to say good night.
Good night.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate y'all as always.
Take care, ABO. Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out to them. Always a great call. Shout out to the youngins for being keyed in and tuned in to what I'm saying. I appreciate them always. All right. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. Let's go to 208. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
It's Tom, ABL. Happy New Year, my friend.
Happy New Year to you.
Great show tonight. Hey, I just wanted to comment on a couple of things. I was glad to hear you. We feel the same about Jamie Raskin. I mean, I know you had a problem with his headpiece. I have a problem with him as a person. And I don't know. I did want to ask you a question. Are you going to cover the handing off of power on January the 6th when Kamala is supposed to transition peacefully?
That's a good question.
Are you going to do anything live on that?
I did not think about that, but that's a good question. I probably will cover that live.
Yeah, because God knows what will happen. With all the talk, I've heard rumors that they're trying to come up with every excuse in the world, and especially after the comments that Raskin made about barricading themselves in the Capitol. So, anything could happen.
Right, that's true.
And then, I like what you said also about, forgive and forget, but never forget about how they done us during COVID. And that one, I agree. I think she's a Chinese spy too. That lady that's pushing this, don't think for a second she won't be pushing it just as hard. But I'll tell you what's got me worried is that mad scientist that doctor is locked at the hip with Fauci that told us, January 21st, there's going to be a whole flurry of things come out on us. I mean, people didn't believe it when Fauci said it. I tend to believe it now.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right about that.
So, but anyway, great show. I just wanted to weigh in on that, and hopefully we'll see you on the 6th live.
Well, thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
You got it, man. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
That's a really good question. I didn't think about doing the whole January 6th thing, the peaceful handoff of power that Kamala should do. Now, what if Kamala decides to not do that? What would be the reaction? How would that go? That'd just be a complete mess if she did something like that, but we'll see. 720, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, this is Russ from Denver. Long time no talk, my friend. How you been?
I'm well, man. How about yourself?
Can't complain. I'm in a safer part of Colorado where I don't have to deal with all the crime and illegal aliens and and those Venezuelan gangs. So I'm grateful for that.
Very good.
Say, I didn't see a video on you explaining your thoughts on Elon and Vivek's thing with the H-1B visas. I was hoping to, because I know that particular issue has angered a lot of Trump supporters, and I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that.
The reason why I didn't do the video is because I think it's kind of a distraction, kind of a tactic to try and divide people, because it's not really, I think it's a non-story. The issue is the border, not the H-1B visas. So I think it was kind of a distraction. That's why I didn't do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I kind of see things from both sides of the issue, because I know that with H-1B visas, you are dealing with legal immigrants who are doing things the right way. And from Trump's perspective, simply doing away with all of that when people are following the laws, it's kind of disheartening. I understand where he's coming from, but then you also have many Americans who have had to train their replacements as they were getting laid off from their jobs, and these replacements happen to be foreigners with H-1B visas, which is why a lot of them are pissed off, because they want American jobs, here, not jobs being outsourced or replaced by foreigners coming in. So yeah, I can kind of see where things are from both sides of the issue there.
I think the H-1B system can be abused, and it has been abused, but that is not the bigger problem. Like, okay, we got 20 million illegals that have come in since Biden came into office in 2020. 20 million. 2020, let's say it could be between 10 and 20 million people. It's probably 20 million people. H-1Bs max 700,000 in a year, but usually it's like 200,000, 300,000. So I think the bigger issue is getting the border closed up, because that's also going to be a lot of jobs lost as a result. Also, you're going to have criminality. You're going to have all kind of problems, not to mention the expense of these people, because of all, they need services and they need food stamps. They need so many different things to subsidize them. So the bigger issue should get tackled first. Let's close the border up. Then, okay, let's get down some of the other things. Not only the H-1Bs, but a bunch of other visa programs that are used. Foreign exchange program. A lot of your foreign exchange students work the same way they work with H-1B visas. So that kind of stuff, let's do with that after we tackle the border, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. Thanks for clearing all of this up. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on this, so thank you very much. I hope you and our fellow listeners have a happy new year, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, bye.
Yeah, so that's my view on it. It's like, I understand people are coming from, but I think that it's a distraction meant to divide, because the bigger issue is the border. Let's keep the eyes on the prize. Get the border closed up. Do that first, and then you got all the H-1B. It's a lot of visa programs, student visas, foreign exchange programs. Back when I was a kid, I worked with a foreign exchange guy at Old Country Buffet, my man from Poland. Shout out to you if you're watching. So that kind of thing happens a lot. 860, you don't lie, who am I speaking to?
Hey, Anthony, how you doing tonight? It's F&A Ranger Xbox. Al. But I want to say Happy New Year. God bless New Orleans and America. Please, we are a nation of laws. We are the Constitution, the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Let's wait until we get the facts out, and please don't judge a whole crop by a few bad fruit. You know what I'm saying, Anthony?
In reference to what now?
Just in general, don't judge a group by the actions of a few. I mean, like after 9/11, when the buildings came down, there were some isolated incidents of Americans attacking Sikhs, which had absolutely nothing to do with that. but they associated someone who wears a bright, colorful turban. They're actually very wonderful people, very delightful to be around. And they would protect your ability to do whatever religion you want to do. That's the very center core of their belief.
Okay.
That's all I was going to say. And God bless the victims, and God bless America. And great show, Anthony. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, I see what my man is saying, but at the same time, it's like, okay, do we have a pattern? Is there a pattern here? Now, if it's a pattern, then we can identify the pattern and be like, all right, Somali guy, radicalized, terror attack, ISIS flag. We can put 2 and 2 together to get 4. Now, however, to his point, that doesn't mean that all Somalis are going to be that. They're not all going to be Ilhan Omar. They're not all going to be this guy mowing down people with his vehicle. They're not all going to be that. So, yeah, I see what he's saying, 100%. Let's go 904 online. What's speaking to?
Hey, ABL, this is Nikki from Florida. Give me 1 second to turn you down here. All right. So, I like your comments. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse here with the visa thing, but I got a little bit of skin in the game with my wife. I married a Filipino woman. I've been waiting for 2 years for the visa to be processed, still waiting. Now, she's going to be a productive member of society when she gets here. She's not a freeloader, and she's not coming here illegally. So I'm all about people coming here and making our country better and contributing to it. And I think you feel the same way. And I do think that the whole thing with Elon Musk making comments about it, like, people just got mad because they just want, I think because he ran like a really pro-America campaign, and now he's talking about he wants to bring in people here legally to do work because they're some of the most brilliant, hardworking people. And a lot of people had a problem with that. But I don't. And I agree with you. And I just wanted to ask you, I'll throw a question out there for you. Don't you think it's weird that it's the beginning of the year and all of this crazy stuff is happening? And I guess it's probably always a thing. But right now, it's just like so many things. The Tesla blowing up in front of the Trump Tower, the terrorist attack in L.A., or not L.A., Louisiana. You know what I mean? And who knows what's next. I think I also heard Alex Jones say something about, and I know he's kind of wacko, but he thinks that they're going to try to start this bird flu lockdown to try to prevent the transfer of power. What do you think about that? And I'll let you go.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Now, as far as the whole thing about the bird flu lockdown, I don't think that's going to happen because Americans we've already gone through COVID, and a lot of us are just simply not going to do it anymore. So if you try to do something like that, you're going to have a problem. You're going to incite civil unrest. So I don't think it's going to happen. And also, as far as the visas are concerned, I mean, not everyone is just some type of super skilled person. You're bringing in guys working at 7-Eleven. Ultimately, it's a way to vet employers, and it's a system that is often abused. Let's talk about the visas right quick. Like I was saying before, I might just do a video about it because now I'm getting a lot of questions. I'll just do a video, although I really don't want to. But people are still going to inquire about it, so I might as well get the information. Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai, who I've interviewed on this channel, Indian guy, brilliant person, met him in person, really good guy. He was saying that a lot of what's happened with the H-1Bs is like a system of slavery, pseudo-slavery for Big Tech, for 7-Eleven, whatever it is. So what happens is there's staffing agencies, quote unquote, in India that will send America these H-1B workers. And a lot of these agencies will get the employee's paycheck sent to them directly rather than to the employee. And the employees in America living in apartments on the floor, 4, 5, 6 deep, rundown, rinky-dink, hood stuff. And sometimes their salary gets withheld by the broker in India. You see how that works? So you're not even getting paid, but you're working. Ultimately, what it all boils down to is not about getting these brilliant people and fantastic minds. It's about getting foreign labor that'll come work in the USA for cheaper. The same way they offshore things that could be done over there. It'd be the same type of situation. Okay, we got a staffing agency in India, or it'd be it won't be a staffing agency. It'll be an agency like a big call center with thousands of people working there. So you'll send that job over there because they could do that over there. 7-Eleven employee, okay, bring them to the United States through the H-1B program through a broker, and the broker will get paid the money and take their cut and then get the rest of the employee. And the bottom line for the company that uses these H-1Bs and these services is to get cheaper workers, period. It's not about, oh, they're so much better. Can I put up a chart, please? Hold on. I'm asking my own stuff. Can I put up a chart? Hold on. I'm gonna get back to the calls in a minute, but I'm gonna show you something right quick. Maybe I didn't show it before, and this might be why I need to do a video because people might not know this information. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm gonna get right back to the calls. So look, take a look at this chart. Maybe you can't really see it. It might be kind of small for you, but look, H-1B pay versus median pay. Technical lead, median pay, $189,000. H-1B pay, $95,000. Difference, 49.64% difference in pay. Java developer, 160 grand median pay for Americans. H-1B, 92,000. You see where we going? Hardware engineer, 138,000. H-1B, 147, a little bit more. Software developer, 132,000. H-1B, 100,000, 24% decrease. So you see, look, you see differences in pay. 49.6 lower, 19.7 lower, 42.2 lower, 1 higher by 6.87, 16.7, 24, 22, 23, 27, lower than the median pay in America. That's all it is to it. So you could tell me that they're so brilliant and all this and that and the third, but the bottom line is it's cheaper. Same thing with the so-called, with the fruit pickers and bed makers, cheaper. Chicken plant people, cheaper. Steel plant, cheaper. Cheaper. That's all. That's it. Anyway, I'm getting triggered. Let's go back to the calls. The number to call, you know the rest, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. AMG says, well, an H-1B visa employee begins working in the U.S., the company that hires them will also pay for their housing. Slave quarters, right? See, didn't I tell y'all bring a slave quarter? They bring a slavery back? Pseudo slavery. Okay, the company that brings you is paying for your housing. They're paying for all that and the third. It's slavery. And then also you're going to be very reliable because you have no choice. What you going to do? Not go to work and go back to India? And you're in the United States, you're kind of helpless. You're pretty much dependent upon the company that brought you and the broker that may be getting your money that you're supposed to be getting paid. So you're in the form of slavery. What else are you going to do? Yeah, you're going to go to work because you can't just go do something else. Anyway, 504, get online. What's speaker to?
Hey, this is Andrew. How's it going?
Everything's good, man. How about yourself?
Pretty good. I just wanted to give you a call because I'm from New Orleans. I just moved out of there like 7 months ago, and I'm familiar with that area. And yeah, that place is crazy, especially at that time of, day on the holiday. And yeah, they should have had, some sort of replacement barricade up and, things could have been better. Anyway, I just wanted to say what's up and, thanks for all you do, man. And I just want everybody to follow me on YouTube at Deep South EDC. Thank you, ABL.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Now, and also about the H-1Bs, they're not just from India. You got a lot of Chinese who come through H-1B visas and other nations, but India is by far and away the leader of H-1B recipients. That's the by far and away leader because they got whole things set up over there. They got whole companies set up over there with all these excess people they have in their country. Look, you're talking about how many people in India had? Like 1.1 billion with it, 1.1 billion people. 1.1 billion. So it's easy to have some expendables that can be used as kind of like pseudo slave labor. And it's not that good because the only thing is that it's cheaper. Same thing with the migrants that build houses. Okay, your DR Hortons and whatnot, you got a lot of these horror stories, but what they're not talking about is who does DR Horton have building houses for them? They get it done fast and cheap, but it ain't gonna be quality. Your house would be a complete mess of sticks in 1 year. But anyway, let's go. 513, you're on line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, this is Wes, man. How you doing?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little bit buzzed, so I'm going to keep this short. I wanted to say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Same to you.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Same to you. All right. Shout out to the caller. Short and sweet. Happy New Year. I appreciate that. I almost forget that we are on New Year's Day. So hopefully everybody had a nice and safe New Year's Eve. Hopefully there wasn't too much Kamala Harris activity going on. No box wine getting chugged. Kamala, man. Hey, Kamala, if you can hear my voice, Kamala, please put the bottle down. Reclaim your sobriety. It's not too late. It's not too late. It's okay. You can reclaim your sobriety. You were drunk during the campaign. Everybody saw it. What I want you to do now is to reclaim your sobriety. Okay, 1.43 billion people. That's crazy. Shout out to you, Greg. 1.43 billion people in the Indian subcontinent. So they got a few extras to give to us so the company themselves can make more money, or companies over there can make more money. It's whole industries over there that are just invested in the transfer of people. That's all. That's all they do. But anyway, yeah, shout out to India, though. Nothing against India, nothing against anybody that's Indian. I'm just saying this is just the reality of the situation. All right, let's go to 949. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
It's Marta in Menifee. Happy New Year, ABL. We made it. 2025. Holy cow. I just thought, no, is it ever going to come around? I still have things out there that are still kind of waiting. I was this court case, and I texted my public defender, and I asked him, I said, because he was supposed to go at the end of December, and I asked him, is there any updates? And then he didn't get back to me. And then finally he says, oh, yeah, I will have an update for you on January 8th. And I'm like, oh, man. I was praying so hard that it was going to be over, that they would just drop it. But it still continues. So I'm just going to keep on praying for the best possible outcome. I wanted to ask you what your opinion was about, all those weird videos on TikTok about the fog?
I've not seen these.
Those? Oh, okay. Yeah, it was really weird because I was out yesterday and I'm like going, God, what is this about the fog? And then I see fog in my town. I'm like, well, is that normal or what is going on? Oh, and then, and then my dog and I were in the backyard and I look up and I just see, like the planes that spray the chemtrails. I thought it's like really long stream. And I was looking at it going, oh God, is that how they're getting us sick? And then I saw another jet with another stream. I'm like, this can't be happening. It was crazy. Do you see that often where you live, where you just look up in the sky and you see it like right when it's happening?
I've seen that quite a bit throughout the years. I can't remember last time I seen it specifically, but I've been seeing that for years and years and years.
Oh, I know. I just happen to be out in the backyard and see it like live, because normally I just see the trails, but I don't see the plane that causes the trails. So I saw it. I'm like going, oh, you SOB. Oh my gosh. How much money do you think they get paid spraying us with all these chemicals, trying to kill us?
Yeah.
I don't know. Happy New Year. I want to try to stay positive. I'm really going to try to keep praying. I just want to say, keep on doing what you're doing. You have an excellent channel. So happy that you're here with us still. And I'm so grateful that Trump is still with us. Oh my God. Every single day that goes by, Trump is still here. Keep praying for him and his family. And Happy New Year. I'll let you go. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Bye. Good night.
All right. Shout out to the call. Happy New Year to her. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. We got a couple calls coming. 914 to the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what up, ABL? This is Anthony calling from New York.
All right, man. What's going on?
Not much. How you doing? Happy New Year, brother.
Same to you, man. Happy New Year.
Thanks, man. I just got 2 questions for you. I heard you talking about what's his name earlier? The guy with the hair plugs, Jamie Raskin. Is that Jamie Raskin?
Yes.
Yeah. You remember that video he made? It was quite some time ago where he said that if Trump becomes the president, that they're going to try to not certify it. I believe he said. Wasn't that Jamie Raskin who said that?
I don't know.
Well, if you get a chance, check out the video. Jamie Raskin saying if Trump gets, if he becomes the president, that they're going to block the certification. So basically my question was on come January, do you think, January 6th, do you think that they're going to pull some type of shenanigans where they're going to try to block some type of certification, or do you think it's going to go smoothly?
I think it'd be smooth because if they try to block certification, they're going to have civil unrest. So,
okay.
And then I think that'll be a thing that would not be tolerated by a majority of America, even those that are not Trump, anti-Trump. I think the majority of people would not tolerate that. So that'd be a dumb move on their part, and they know it.
Sure. And plus, he also won the popular vote. So, I think that would be incredibly. I hope it doesn't happen, but I see the 1984 hat that you got, and it's, we live in 1984, and I don't know, man, anything could happen. I pray. And the second thing is, you were talking about DEI and how it's, being eradicated, which is, I think it's a good thing. But do you think that when Trump, gets inaugurated and everything, that they're going to put it into law where they have to get rid of it in every place? Because I work at a hospital. I probably told you this before, and I travel. I'm currently working in Vermont, very liberal place, Burlington, Vermont. And I'm working, and I see in the computer, DEI program coming January 22nd, coming into class. And I'm like, and I'm listening to you, right? And I'm like, oh man, they have it in hospitals still. So I'm still seeing it. Do you think that they're going to put it in Trump, or they're going to try to pass it in Congress, or Trump's going to put something in where they're going to get rid of it completely?
I don't know. I mean, that they could do something like that. I don't really know how they would go about that. Maybe they would just rely upon existing laws against discrimination. So that's a good question.
Sure.
But, if they can't just enforce it with laws that are already on the books, they may try to do something else to target that specifically.
Yeah. Whenever I see it, I'll be honest, I feel some type of way about it, and I'm like, damn, man. I see this in hospitals all the time. Every hospital I go to, it doesn't even matter the state. Like, I could be in a state that's, or it's not very liberal or whatever, and I still see it. But yeah, that's all I really had to say. I wish you another Happy New Year, and hope you have a blessed one. Be safe, and I appreciate everything you do. And I want to say that you got me through a lot of hard times just by listening to you. And I appreciate everything you do, ABL. You be easy, brother.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All right, shout out to the caller. Great call. Let's go to 559 in the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, Patrick from California. How's it going?
Everything's good, man. How about yourself?
Good, man. Happy New Year to you.
Same. Happy New Year.
Hey, thanks so much. My take on the H-1B visa thing is coming from both sides of the aisle. Okay, the left, they like to hire all of their DEI and CRT and put those policies into corporations that if you don't have so many of this minority or so many of that minority in this establishment, that you're actually violating the law or you're violating a statute. depending on the state, county, city, or whatever that you're operating in. And with these H-1B visas, these are legal migrants coming over that are taking these specialized jobs, as you mentioned, engineering, technical stuff like rocket science, things of that nature that we just can't fill completely with American citizens. But what if we can move forward on the right, at least, to push on our version of fighting for the American people that would be prioritizing veterans and then prioritizing American citizens. And then once they have exhausted that pool of specialties with the American people, then they can go into the pool of H-1B visa, but not before then. See, my argument is, if there is people stating that they're prioritizing these H-1B visas over American citizens, and then they're just filling their corporations and companies with them, then why can't we just pass law to give us some comfort in saying, well, the American people and their specialties, their education must be put first into these organizations, prioritized for them to be hired, and our veterans first and foremost before these H-1B visa migrant hires. And I just was wondering what your take on that possibly, do you think that would be a good thing that we could see, that, perhaps that it would probably put the argument to bed that if we did pass something protecting the American citizens first, that it would, I guess, stop the argument as a whole with the H-1B, and then perhaps we could then move forward, getting these people out of here, out of our country that came in illegally, and then just keep on having the jobs necessary from H-1B filled?
What needs to happen is, first, we have to make sure that the people are being hired. Okay, you talk about H-1B people. The question is, why are they being hired? Is it because there's not enough Americans to fill the jobs, or is it because they're cheaper than Americans? That's the first question. Second question is, if they are being hired because not enough Americans to fill the jobs, then we have to focus on job training early to have the pool of Americans available to hire for those jobs. You can't just say, in my opinion, okay, let's focus on veterans and other Americans if they don't have the skill. If we don't have enough workers, we have to invest into our people to educate them to do the jobs. That needs to be the first thing. It shouldn't just be put anybody in there if they're not skilled.
Right. I see what you're saying. So actually the fact of the matter is that these corporations have already done that potentially, and then they are looking for people to fill that position, and H-1B is in fact that answer because they cannot find people in the first place to fill them.
Well, we got to figure out if that's true, because it could be two things. The corporations could legitimately not be able to find the workers in America, so then they resort to H-1Bs, or they could just use the H-1Bs because they're cheaper. So we got to figure out what's really going on. Which is it? Is it we don't have enough workers, or do you just want cheaper workers that are going to be more loyal to you because they have no choice? They're like an indentured servant. You come from a staffing agency in India, they hold your money, the company pays for your housing, you're pretty much trapped. You don't have any freedom. So you're going to be cheaper and more loyal because of the lack of freedom. So we got to figure out what's really going on and go forward from there. But only until we figure out what's really happening. Is it about not enough workers, or is it about cheaper, loyal, basically pseudo-slaves?
No, I agree 100%. And with that, ABL, we'll just leave it at that, and we'll see what happens. But thanks so much for your take on that, ABL. I appreciate it. You're a great American, sir, as always. God bless you, and take care.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it. All right, great call. But yeah, man, that's the thing. Which one is it? Are there not enough Americans to fill these jobs? Or would you rather have a slave working for you? Let's get down to nitty-gritty. That's my thing. If slavery is legal, some companies say it's no problem to hire slaves. If it's not legal, then you can't. But the way it is now, it's kind of pseudo, so it's not really slavery, right? 504 the line, who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, it's Alien Spaceship.
All right, man, what's going on?
All right, I'm glad to talk to you, and shout out to all the callers so far, and I appreciate all of them. And So basically, I was at one of the streams I watched. It was a New Year's stream, and we're all having a good time. And then there's a scene where somebody was in an accident because they show like the different police cams, and that was kind of unfortunate to see. And then there's this Twilight Zone marathon I'm watching, and then I watch one episode, and then I look at my phone and I see that there's been a horrible incident that happened on Bourbon Street. I'm just like, I kind of thought what it was, and I looked on the news online, and it was a little bit information. It was before they identified the suspect, and I saw some of the videos on Twitter, and it looked just like the attack that happened in Germany. And I stayed up a little bit. It was like really early in the morning. I stayed up even longer. The sun was coming up. I put the video out about it. And as I said, it was a very unfortunate thing, and seeing the destruction that happened. And it's said that it happened in the city.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty rough to see. It's pretty terrible thing that happened. So, all I could do is say prayers out to everyone involved.
Thank you so much. It's terrible to happen anywhere. It happened in New York over 20 years ago. It's happened all over the world in different places. And I'm not saying, like what we're saying earlier, that not every single, person in that group is going to be into that stuff, but there's a lot of people in that group that seem to do this.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, so something that Tom mentioned earlier is that the person, the mayor didn't pay for the barricades. Something didn't go through the barricades. So that was the reason why the person just went right through.
Oh, really? They had to pay for the barricades and they didn't do it?
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, that's definitely a big ball drop right there. And that's going to have to be investigated, because the barriers are there for a reason. And you need it during a time like this, where it's going to be a lot of people outside. So that's going to be a really big problem.
Right. And, because the teachings of Jesus never taught to do these things, and to not, spread hatred and this judgment on other people. It would be really nice for these people to, especially if they claim to follow Jesus, to follow the teachings of not, being judgmental like this. It's very cringe what these extremists do.
Absolutely.
Right. And people are, fed up with all this nonsense. And I am so glad that the Orange Man is back.
Yeah, I really am. I'm glad. So I cannot wait till January 20th. It's going to be fantastic. We can get ourselves back on track finally.
Yeah. And then I heard about the explosion in Vegas, and I was, a very little kid when the attack in 9/11 happened, but it's happening in different parts of the country, and it was happening in different parts of the country. It was a very, spooky thing to see.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And they're trying to make a statement against, in my opinion, Trump and Elon.
Yeah, that's what it seems like a lot of just the symbolism, trying to create an image, trying to just, get some attention. Yeah, that's what that appears to be like.
Yeah, and I appreciate you having a tinfoil hat on. That's very important to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and before I go, I'm going to mention about the drones really quick. So basically, this was what I was originally going to talk about before this would have happened. So the orbs, which are some sort of UFO allegedly, they're appearing in the sky, and the drones are monitoring them. And I saw a video where there's a orb floating, and these drones are going by it, and the orbs seem to shoot one of them down.
Oh, okay. I see.
And then there was over some water. There was a situation where, one of them was shot down and it went into the water. So now some people think that could be a controlled opposition, or maybe there's something else going on, because orbs have been seen for thousands of years. But as I said, there's more to this than what they're saying, I think.
Yeah, that's what it seems like, for sure.
All right, ABL, Happy New Year to you, and thank you for taking my call.
And for the call, man, definitely appreciate you. Happy New Year.
Okay, bye.
All righty, that might be a wrap for me. Shout out to you guys for being here. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back live again, same bad time, same bad place on, Saturday, of course, 8 p.m. to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, this is an audio streaming and podcast. It'll be in your favorite audio streaming platforms, whether they be Google Play, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description box, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. Rumble. Can we get Rumble back up? Shout out to Rumble. I am on Rumble if you guys want to check me out there. There we go. Let's go Rumble and show the channel. We get 807 followers. So we almost had 1,000. I was trying to get 1,000 by the new year, but we close. We're very close to getting 1,000. And the video views are picking up. Very good. Shout out to Rumble. So if you guys want to check out an alternative media platform for my videos, they're going to be on Rumble. All right. So check me out there. You see my name, Anthony Brian Logan, and you see I'm verified, and you can see the videos right there. All right. So I'm everywhere. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Rumble. I'm everywhere. I'm all over the map. You can find me very easily. All right. And what else I got? I think that's pretty much it. Do I have my super chats? I think I might have a couple, or might have got everything. So yeah, I got 2 super chats right here. I'll read these right quick, wrap it on up, put the bow on top. Thank you to the mods for, hold on, before I got to say it right. Shout out to everybody that's watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you're doing. I could not do the show without you. Thank you for being here. Thank you to all the mods keeping the trolls in check. I appreciate y'all as well. I could not do any of this without y'all keeping everything together. And it is hot as a blaming fall of it's so hot I can't even think straight. It is so hot in here. I don't know what's going on. I think the weather is just acting the fool today. It's weird. We got the polar vortex coming. Maybe the heat is just trying to get me ready for it. I don't know, but I feel like a baked potato. I feel like a rotisserie chicken right now. I feel like a Costco hot dog just spinning on the heat. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm about to get the heat turned down and read super chats right quick. Thank you to Boy Cachino, who says China working on custom virus to target ethnicity and gender. When last one escaped, Fauci helped, blackmailed by Beijing. Sad. You know what? Now, was the one that was released, was that targeted to the Chinese? Because I remember seeing those videos, people falling out. It was looking like 28 days later in real life, bleeding, falling out, dead in the street. And like, what's going on? And nobody thought, hey, there's a bad virus from China. Can we shut down some of these Chinese flights, perhaps? I mean, I know we got some of the goods coming from China. That's one thing, but maybe a coughing guy from Wuhan might not be the guy who's come to Hartsfield Jackson. Because you know what? I live near Atlanta, and it was here in 2019. COVID was here in 2019. Fonnie Willis's father got on the stand and said that it was here in 2019. Remember that? It sure was, because where is Fonnie Willis? Atlanta. Where is it busiest airport in the country, maybe even the world? Atlanta. So you had them come over here to Atlanta and spread it here first in 2019. And there was no need for no vaccine. There was no need for everybody. Like, it was just a really bad flu. That's all that it is to us. Maybe to them over there is different, which is why I should have been just contained over there, and that's it. But anyway, I digress. So thank you to Tony Hay Monk for gifting. Oh, not for gifting, pardon me. For being a member for 11 months and then saying hello from beautiful Las Vegas. Hey, shout out to Vegas, man. Be safe out there. Okay, get your pistol and keep that on you. For real, I'm dead serious. Like, please protect yourselves. People are crazy. They're being driven mad by a lot of propaganda, by themselves, by everybody. So please, please, please protect yourself. Alrighty. So shout out to you guys for being here. Really, really appreciate y'all. I'll be back live again on Saturday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that'll be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.